Find yourself a girl and settle down. Live a simple life in a quiet town. Steady as she goes, steady as she goes, steady as she goes, steady as she goes, so steady as she goes. Your friends have shown a kink in the single life. You've had too much to think, now you need a wife. Steady as she goes, steady as she goes, so steady as she goes, steady as she goes. Well, here we go again. You found yourself a friend that knows you well. But no matter what you do, you'll always feel as though you tripped and fell. So steady as she goes. When you have completed what you thought you had to do, and your blood's depleted to the point of stable glue, then you'll get along. Then you'll get along. So steady as she goes, steady as she goes, so steady as she goes, steady as she goes. Well, here we go again. You found yourself a friend that knows you well. But no matter what you do, you'll always feel as though you tripped and fell. So steady as she goes. Settle for a world neither up or down. Sell it to the crowd that has gathered round. Settle for a girl neither up or down. Sell it to the crowd that has gathered round. So steady as she goes, 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 so steady as she goes, steady as she goes, steady as she goes. Are you steady now? 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 Steady as she goes.
Welcome to Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for Camp Wanderlust. Please welcome to the stage your host, Spencer Salins.
Welcome everybody to Camp Wanderlust. How are we all doing tonight? Good. All right, that was it. That was I appreciate that. Are we doing good? I need your honest opinion. Yes, I'm getting some yeses. Got a couple people on a date. Are you guys on a date? Hell yes. Are you guys a new couple? Okay, so you guys are just basically just people. All right, so you guys are just two people, two ships in the night. Well, thank you for choosing to spend your night with us at Camp Wanderlust. We are, for those of you who don't know, Camp Wanderlust is a storytelling show featuring stand-up comedians, and we tell our scariest stories. We play it a little fast and loose with the term scary. You know, last month I told a story about a time that I peed my pants, so it's not really with somebody else's piss. But anyway, that's a whole nother story within itself. He's like, I've been there, buddy. That was like a very empathetic nod. I appreciate that. Like you and me, this guy's my buddy right tonight. Hell yes. Hell yes. But yeah, so quick question actually, because I'm doing some auditing for Mark Zuckerberg. Anybody see Facebook or Instagram ads here tonight? No? Fuck you, Mark. You stole my money. I'm watching you, goddammit. All right, anyway, housekeeping aside, thank you for coming in tonight. Tonight, I'm going to tell a story about one of my actual scariest nights of my life. I got a DUI, and it was like the worst case of mistaken identity in jail. So what happened was I was 19, driving around on a Tuesday with 7 people in my 4-person car. So very inconspicuous. All right, no one could tell we were doing anything bad, right? Come on, I mean, I think that's pretty inconspicuous. But anyway, so we get pulled over, and I'm 19, so anything over 0, you're going to get a DUI, regardless. So I got the DUI. I was a point 4 or something, but got the DUI, and as they're arresting me, they're trying to put me in the back of the car, and I'm a big dude already. At this point, I was 360 pounds, so it was a little hard. Is anyone, hands up if you've been in the back of a cop car before? We got I knew you were my buddy. Hell yes, this guy gets me. All right, was that some debating? Were you in a cop car? Were you not? You were 3 years old. What did you do? Oh, man, I wanted something more sexy. This 3-year-old went on a killing spree at the mall. Oh, someone stop that man. Anyway, so yeah, they try to get me in the back of the car, but I can't fit in regularly, so I try to slide in like that and kind of maneuver my way in. But so basically, I do this, just tear my ACL right there, as I'm getting arrested, trying to get in the back of this cop car. It was bad. And I thought that I had just moved my knee out of its socket because it looked weird. So I thought, okay, I know how I can fix this, because they're saying, we're going to take you to a hospital, kid. All right, we can't. And I'm in my dumb, drunk 19-year-old brain, I think, if I don't go to the hospital, maybe my parents don't find out about this. I did not go to the hospital because I did the most badass thing I'd ever done in my life. I'm just sitting there on the ground, writhing in pain, oh my God. And I just say, no hospitals. And I try and pop it back in. There was nothing popped out, but it was bad. But I get in the car. So I've sobered up at this point. It's safe to say, I've sobered up at this point. So we get to jail, and they lead me into jail. And or rather the drunk tank, and which is, for anyone who doesn't know, it's basically a concrete room, all concrete except for one one-way mirror. It's great. It's very luxurious, I think, as the kids call it. All right, it's very spacious. But I get in there, and I find my little corner, and I notice there's these dudes who are eyeballing me the whole night. I'm not a tough guy, so I wasn't going to go what's up, guys? Why do you keep looking at me? But I was a little freaked out. Why are these dudes fucking looking at me? They're talking, they're pointing. I thought, I was hoping they were just kind of making fat jokes. Look at this fucking fat 19-year-old. That would be awesome. Because these dudes, they did not look like they told jokes about other people. So eventually, the guy walks up to me, and I haven't talked to these guys at all that night. And he's like, "Hey, dude, are you that fucking pedophile guy?" Like, whoa, dude! Like, I mean, that's a pretty a big accusation to put on somebody. All right, and apparently, because apparently I looked like a pedophile. Basically, put a little mustache on me, some glasses. I don't know, maybe I fit the bill or something, but I'm there. I'm freaking out. I'm telling him like, "Hey, no, buddy. I'm just here. I got a DUI. I haven't done any of that shit. Like, I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, him and his buddies, like, they're getting ready to fucking kill me. Like, one of the guys taking off his shirt, he threw it over the security camera in jail. Like, I was ready to fucking die, dude. I was saying my prayers. And, like, all of a sudden, like, these guys are, like, coming in on me. All of a sudden, the door just to the drunk tank opens, and in comes this cop who's, like, leading this guy into the cell, who looks exactly like me, with a little bit of, like, a big mustache and glasses. And it's just like, and I run up to the police officer. I'm like, please, you got to tell these guys. They're trying to kill me. Please tell them I'm not this pedophile guy they're talking about. Please. And the cop just looks at me. He looks at the rest of the room, and he's like, no, it's not him. And then just, like, backs up, closes the door with the other guy in there, and these dudes go to fucking town on this guy for what felt like an eternity. Probably, like, honestly, like 45 seconds. But a brutal 45 seconds, dude. Like, it was crazy. Eventually, the cops came in, broke it up, like, all's well, I guess. But eventually, when emotions died down, we all got our senses again. The same guy came up to me, and he's like, hey, dude, I'm sorry about that, man. Like, I didn't mean, you guys all kind of look alike, though, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, is that a white thing or a pedophile thing? I'm not really sure what he was saying. All right, I gotta ask him, hey, you know what, you guys have been a great crowd. I don't care what the people say. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Are you guys ready for next comic of the night? Hell yes. All right, give it up for your next comic, Buddy.
Be the support you want in life, guys. Be the support you want in life. How are you guys doing tonight? Good? Good. You guys are here for the stories and stuff. Done the show a couple of times, and I have a couple of fun stories I want to tell you guys. But you guys are a new audience, so I'm going to let y'all pick. Do you guys want to learn how I lost my virginity or about my time in prison? Virginity? Prison? One guy, prison. We're doing prison, you guys. As you can tell, I'm a hardened criminal. By the way I look. And my time in prison wasn't really like in a prison. It was county jail. And it wasn't like a long time. It was 12 hours. But when you look like this, it changes you guys. And it all started one night, you know, as most terrible stories do, going to a country dive bar in the middle of nowhere and being the DD for a bunch of friends. And then the next thing I remember is I'm waking up butt naked on the front room of this elderly couple's house. And the police are standing above me. And they wake me up, and I got blood on me, and I'm completely naked. And I get arrested. Charges being drunk in public, driving while intoxicated, a bunch of other fun stuff, breaking and entering, you know. I still have the robe that the old man had to lend to me so that I could leave the house with some kind of dignity, which is nice. But as I'm going down the street, I'm trying to explain to these police officers, there's no way, you guys, I can't be drunk. I can't have been driving drunk. I was the DD last night. There's no way. Turns out they've heard that excuse before. Not valid in court, I was told. But also, as I show up to this jail, I don't know if you guys have ever been in jail. It's not fun. But they put you in a drunk tank with a bunch of people who are actually drunk, and I'm just confused at this point. And as it goes on, they eventually give me my clean used underwear and a brand new pair of socks, which I guess in prison terms was meant that, that's basically white privilege, I guess. But as I'm sitting outside my cell and I'm looking inside and I'm seeing my future prison husband for the first time, all I can see is the back of his head. And all I could see is that he's got staples from the top of his head all the way to the back of his head. And I was like, oh, this is fun. He's got his back turned to me because he is on the toilet reading a book, which was also fun, At least he's a reader, So as I get in, I'm laying on, I'm getting ready to lay in bed, and he tells me to get to the top bunk. I'm not going to argue. And as I'm sitting up there and I'm just, crying myself to sleep, I get a little call on the radio. It says, Mr. Welcher, would you like to go home? I said, yes, please. So I get home, and eventually I learned that as I went to that country bar, you guys, there was a gentleman who saw the long hair and saw a cranberry drink and assumed that I was a female. And you can see on the CC footage, this man drops something into my drink. Who knows? Rufalin, guys. It was Rufalin. And as soon as he realizes that I'm not the chick that he was trying to sleep with that night, he quickly runs away. He quickly gets out of there, you guys. And it's funny because, if he would have just stayed a little bit longer, I probably would have fucked him. We all get lonely sometimes. You guys seem like you guys are having a wonderful time. We'll go ahead, though. And Mr. Spencer, are you listening? Yes? Are you guys going to get really loud? Get real loud, you guys. Get real loud, you guys. So you guys get real loud for your amazing host and beautiful friend of mine, Mr. Spencer Sellens.
Buddy, yes. Keep it going for Buddy. Hell yes. Oh, my goodness. Are you guys ready for your next comic of the night? Hell yeah. Half of this audience is here to see this man, so you got to be loud, goddammit, all right? Give it up for Jesse Rivera. Yes, sir.
How the hell are you guys? It's good? Good? You guys good? You good? You guys good? Good over there? All right. I was going to do a poll of the audience to see what you guys wanted to hear a story about. I was going to give you guys a choice between a dog story, a story about an albino, or a story about a drug deal. Just if I was going to give you guys still the choice, what would you guys want to hear? You know what? I'm going to touch really quick on the albino thing. Let me just say that you're never ready to see an albino. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like seeing a little person. You're always like, was that? But an albino is even more rare. But I'm not going to get into that. But I am going to talk about a drug deal that went really crazy back in I'm guessing it was 1992, 93. Yeah, I'm fucking old, you guys. Okay, I'm 51. And is there any weed smokers in the house? Because this was back then. This was weed was a really bad drug back then, right? So it was against the law. So this is going back to 92. Weed was not what it is right now, right? There was two kinds of weed. There was dirt and a little bit better than dirt, right? Weed was really hard to get. If you wanted weed, you had to wake up in the morning and page people and then sit around and wait, and then maybe they'd call you back, and then you'd have to set up the deal, and oh man, they would be oh, meet me here, and you'd go there, and then they wouldn't show them. You'd have to page them again, not text them, page them. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Paging? Yeah, you guys have seen 90s movies? Okay, good. Yeah. So remember, you guys have all seen Clueless? Okay, great. So one particular summer, there was a drought, and I grew up in a town called Bakersfield, California. Bakersfield, anybody here ever heard of it? Look, if you haven't heard of it, tonight when you go home, I want you to Google the word meth, and it's the first thing that comes up, Bakersfield, right? Bakersfield is a very diverse city. Bakersfield is very diverse. There's poor and dirt poor, right? There's whites and Mexicans, but we're all poor. It's the kind of city where like you see like a beautiful lowrider with like a George Strait mural on it. You know, that's how diverse Bakersfield is. You know, you see a monster truck with like Selena mud flaps. That's Bakersfield, right? That's the Bakersfield demographic. So anyway, so summer of '93, in particular, there is a very, very, very bad weed shortage. Like you're paying like outrageous money for weed, right? But I, through a friend of a friend of a friend, found a weed connection, but they only sold pounds. And like, I smoke a lot of weed, you know, but I never really need a pound of weed, right? Well, it got back to a friend of mine who sold pounds of weed that I knew how to get a pound of weed, right? But like, here's where like the Bakersfield social structure breaks down. Like in Bakersfield, like I'm Mexican, right? But in Bakersfield, there's other types of Mexicans that we call like, I mean, you guys may have referred to them as like border brothers or paisas. And these guys are usually like connected, not like Italian mafia connected, but they're like Mexican mafia connected. Like these are bad dudes. Like you don't want to fuck around with these dudes, right? Well, my buddy Greg is about as white is. He's just like white boy. And I got nothing against white dudes. Like I'm pretty white myself, right? But I'm just setting up the story. Greg is a white dude, and he's asking me, a Mexican, to get a pound of weed from a dude in the Mexican mafia. And it sounds really easy, right? Like, oh, what could possibly go wrong? Well, let me tell you. The first thing that went wrong is Greg gave me the $1,000 and he insisted on going with me to get the pound of weed. And I'm like, Greg, it's not a good idea. Like, this is kind of dangerous. He's like, dude, I'm not leaving my $1,000. He's like, I'm going with you. And I'm like, all right. So I paged the Mexican mafia dude, right? And he says, okay, meet me on the corner of Mount Vernon and East California, which is like, there's like the east side of town, then there's like the lower east side of town, right? This is like the worst neighborhood, gang violence left and right, but that's where he wants to meet because like that's where he feels safe. And like, I'm cool in that neighborhood, but Greg is not cool in that neighborhood, right? Because remember, this is like 1993. This is like post Vanilla Ice, but pre Eminem. It's not a good time for white dudes, right? Like white dudes ain't cool yet, right? So Greg insists on tagging along, and he goes with me, and we give the $1,000 to the Mexican mafia dude. And he looks at me and he's like, why is he with you? And I was like, what am I gonna say, right? And that Greg just like looks away, and I look, and he like rolls his eyes, and he's like, looks at his watch. He's like, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And we sit there. And we sit there, and we sit there. And then Greg's like, hey, I have an edible. I said, what? He's like, yeah, I got an edible. Like, I made some. This is not like the kind of edibles you get at a store, right? These like homemade edibles. And I was like, all right, I'll take one. Because I figured the guy's going to be back in 15 minutes. We're going to do the deal. By the time the edible kicks in, it'll be 45 minutes later. I'll be, we'll be good, right? So I take the edible. 15 minutes go by. Nothing. He's not there. Another 15 minutes go by, and he's still not back. Greg's kind of getting antsy, but at the same time, I kind of get like that little tingly sensation, like the edible's about to kick in, And then Greg kind of starts fucking with my high, because like now we're like at the 45-minute mark, right? Dude is still not back with the weed. The edible is now full blown, like the traffic lights are glowing. We're just sitting in front of this supermarket waiting and waiting and waiting. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this car pulls up, and like 5 mean-looking Mexican dudes get out of the car, and they walk to the front of the grocery store, right? It's like 10 o'clock at night. There's nobody there. And we're like, that's odd. And then about 2 minutes later, 2 more cars pull up, and like 5 more Mexican dudes get out of each of those cars, right? And we're like, oh, that's weird. And so they start, and they go and they meet up, like OK Corral style, in front of the supermarket. But like one of the dudes is lingering behind, and he turns and he like makes direct eye contact with me, and he's like, if I were you, bro, I'd get out of here real quick. And I was like, we can't. Right? So we're like at about the hour mark now. Dude is still not back with our pound of weed. Greg is wondering where his $1,000 is. I'm wondering where the pound of weed is, and we're both feeling the effects of these fucking edibles that have just kicked in and everything's glowing. So just then, the two groups, we go back, like, shit, what are these two groups of dudes doing here? So the guys, they start not talking very nicely to each other, right? And then like two of the dudes like square up and they just get into a fist fight. And we're talking about like from here to like the street, like we're watching like two dudes just get into a fist fight. And then like two more dudes jump in, and before we know it, like 10 dudes are just swinging at each other. It's like a full-on gang fight in front of us, right? And then the car that had extra people, they take off running. And I'm like, why are they running? Like, there's a car right there. They should get in the car, right? And so then the other dudes start chasing them. And then one guy turns to the other guy and says, get the fucking cuete. I'm tired of playing with these fools. Which translates to, get the gun. I'm going to shoot one of these guys. We're terrified. And we're like, oh shit. So they run. Somebody runs to the car right next to us, grabs something. I never saw if it was a gun or not. I'm assuming it was a gun. And takes off, chasing them. And then we just kind of just see them disappear into the night. We're like, fuck, that was scary, right? And then we're like, where's the weed, right? And just then we heard pop, pop, pop. And then we hear like a car hit something. We're like, fuck, did they shoot? What the fuck happened? And we're looking at Greg. Greg's looking at me. And just then, out of nowhere, the dude comes back, like the drug dealer comes back with our pound of weed, but his headlights are busted. His windshield is busted. He throws the pound of weed to us and he says, get the fuck out of here. I just ran over two cholos. You got to go. And that was the scariest drug deal I've ever been a part of, you guys. I got to go. My name is Jesse Rivera. Thanks for hanging out.
Yes, sir. Jesse Rivera, everybody, get those cholos. All right, get those are. Oh man, I just want you guys to know I fucking love you. Okay, no matter what we're all feeling tonight, I fucking love you, every single one of you. You know this next guy. This guy's like one of my first friends in comedy. He's hilarious. I love him. He's a sexy lumberjack. Give it up for Ethan Albers, everybody.
Gave up before I got up here. It's that kind of night. All right. Give it up for Spencer Sellin, your host, for not trying. All right, give it up for Spencer. Thanks for not trying. Hey, what's going on, kids, friends? How's it going? You look very sad over there. You're just over there going, okay, yes, all right. What's going on? What's your deal? What's your deal, my friend? Just here, huh? What do you do for work? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Top secret, really? We'll talk after the show, man. Let's talk after the show. That's cool, man. The state. I like. I know I got a lot of friends that work for the state. The state's kind of the running gag for the state is you get work 40 hours, but you really only work like 12. Like everybody I know does that. You don't know that. Like a state worker, like once you get in there, it's pretty hard to get fired, I guess. So it's like 12-hour work days. Fuck yeah, let's do that. All right, fuck it, let's rip. This is a definition of what they call a bad stand-up show. Not the comics. It's just it's you guys. It's really you guys. That's who I'm blaming. I'm really blaming you guys. No, I'm not from Sacramento. I'm from Portland. You guys are all from Sacramento. I guess I can. Okay, from Sacramento. You guys come to grips that this is like a second-rate city? Have you like realized that? Oh, don't act. Oh, don't. If you think, for a second, you want to be like brave and go, it's not a second-rate city. This is my city. Just like travel anywhere and then somebody will ask like an Uber driver and, fly into New Orleans and then go, hey, where are you coming from? They'll always ask you and you go, oh, California. And they're like, oh, California. Where at? And they're like, Sacramento. Watch their face. Their face is always like, eh. That's how you know you're in a second-rate city. If your face is followed, you mentioned where you're from, Cincinnati. It's a second-rate city. I'm sorry. I love this, though. You want to live in a second-rate city. You really, really do. You do because, like, we have to work harder. We got to kind of, like, as an art, like, clearly we have to work harder in art. Like, we have to work harder. But sometimes you see things where you're like, this is a second-rate city. This is clearly a second. Who's calling me on stage? Oh, my roommate. All right, cool. Yeah, it's a second-rate city. Like, I had a moment the other day. I was walking home, and I had that, like, oh, we're in a second-rate city. I was walking home after Mike. I'm doing some boozing, okay? It's like 10 o'clock at night. You know, they're doing right here next to the highway, the 50. They're doing work, so I'm crossing it, live right here in Broadway. And the shop, you know, you have to walk in this road, and a shopping cart gets shoved out in front of me. And, you know, so I stop. I'm a gentleman. I let the homeless guy merge. I was like, yeah, go ahead and merge. Go out your day. Well, instead, there's no man with a shopping cart. What I hear is, empty out your pockets. And I'm like, what? And I hear, empty out your pockets. I'm like, what? Then I notice that the empty out your pockets is coming from a man who's laying in a tent on his back, holding up a kitchen knife, going, empty out your pockets. And this honest God, my reaction, I go, no. And then the guy looks right at me, hold that knife, and goes, well, have a good night then. And this lets me wander, okay? That's how you know you're in a second-rate city, okay? That this motherfucker can't stand up to try to rob me? Are you kidding me? But it had to have worked once, right? In order for him to keep doing. I don't want to be the beta. I hope I'm not the beta test. I hope this worked. It's always a white girl jogging, just like running like that. Running. He goes, hey. He's just tired, laying on his back. His fucking gal's nagging on him. We don't rob enough people. We don't got enough money. We never have money. Whatever, homeless people. Da, 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 da. It's raining inside. I don't know. But and then some white girl runs by with her iPod and. You know, he goes, empty out your pockets. With that, she's like, throws like $10,000 at him. He's like, yeah, I'm onto something, baby. I'm onto something. Papa's back ain't going to hurt no more. All right. How many, we're all older in here. You guys, grandparents still alive? Anybody with grandparents still alive? Yes. Cool. How old are they? What? Your grandpa, yeah. In the 80s? Fuck yeah. Round of applause for this gal's grandpa piping it down still, dude. Hell yeah. Being a union plumber till day he dies. He's laying pipe. Oh yeah. I miss my grandparents both been dead for a number of years. I miss them. I miss the interaction as you get older. Like as you're a little kid and like, you know, especially having a grandparent, you're like, oh, that's weird. You say stuff different. And as you get older, you start going, oh, you say stuff wrong. And then you get older and you're like, oh, you're just kind of innocent. You just don't know what you're doing. I miss that. Like, I miss those moments. My grandfather was not a wealthy man, but he did a good job of becoming a wealthy. Working class dude, bought a bunch of houses when they're worth nothing in Portland, sold them for a bunch of money. Just blue collar dude. And towards the end of his life, he decided that mobility reasons he needed to sell every house he had and moved into the neighborhood. I grew up in Northeast Portland. Yeah, I'm about in 1920 at the time. Yeah, I was fucking pretty cool living at home at 20 years old. And so my grandpa moved over there, and my grandpa bought this brand new house. And he's that era to where anything that sounds remotely foreign because he killed too many Japanese guys is a Japanese word. Does that make sense? So he moved in his place with a jacuzzi tub, but in his mind, it's Suzuki tub. So he's just like, check out the Suzuki tub. And you're like, that's not right. That's never going to be right, Grandpa. He's like, I got the Suzuki tub. But he bought this nice house with a giant jacuzzi tub in it. And super proud of it. And then around the same time, he got a cell phone, one of the early iteration cell phone. We taught him speakerphone. For some reason, you know, when you're fucking shelling the Japanese too, he treats it like a walkie-talkie. So he thinks you have to speak louder when you put it on speakerphone. So he'd call you and you'd go, hey, Ethan. You're like, oh, fucking, what the? Like, calm down, Grandpa. So he learned this. Okay. So one day I got a call from my grandpa. I go, Ethan. I'm like, okay, like that phone. He goes, I need you to grab your brother and come up. Your grandmother's stuck in the Suzuki tub. Okay. So it's like this is worst case scenario. I'm like, oh, fuck. So we walk up there. We walk up walk in, and there's my grandma just butt naked, just fucking big ass old titties floating in the water and shit. And my grandma was at her height, or her peak was 5'5". She was gorgeous, but at this point, like, she's literally a study in gravity. She was about 4'4". Just all the bones are done in her spine, just all of them smushed. And so she's floating. She's like, still being a grandma though, not, you know, titties out, everything else. She's like, hey, guys, well, I made soup or whatever. And we just like help her. We help her to her feet, and it's not a proud moment for anybody here. Like, I'm looking at my grandma's fucking heavies, and fucking she's having to try to sell me soup with her, you know, everything out. And we put her on her bed, and she's like, I got food. And I was like, no. And we leave, and I look at my brother, and I was like, let's go get blackout drunk. Agree never to talk about this again, okay? So we leave there, and we get some whiskey, just get rowdy drunk. Never talk about it, okay? And I avoid my grandparents' place for a couple of months because it's awkward. Once you've seen your grandma in her birthday suit, she ain't no Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe wouldn't be looking good, okay, at that age too. So gravity's a motherfucker. That's all I gotta say. So eventually I have to go borrow a tool from like my grandfather's place, and I show up and I'm getting tool. I'm just trying to be in because I knew it was like a sleep schedule to stay up all night, to avoid women. And then, work during the day. That's what, sleep during the day. That's what men do. So I was getting a tool, and grandpa comes out, and he's like, Ethan. He's so proud. He's like, I built something. You want to see it? I'm like, okay. And it doesn't matter who you are. If you build something, you have to have pride. You want to show it off, right? And he goes, well, I got to show you something. He takes me into the place, and he's like, look at this Suzuki tub now. And he points to the jacuzzi tub. And this beautiful place with the high-end, very expensive marble. He went and just cut it all out with a fucking circular saw with a tile blade on it and mounted 4x4s to the stud. Because he worked on ships for years afterwards. He built an A-frame down to a manual boat winch. So you have a manual boat winch going up to a block, because there's always a block. You know what I'm talking about. Old men love blocks, okay? Mechanical advantage. Coming down to a crate cut in half, a milk crate, okay? And he looks at me, he's all like, hey, cool, Grandpa. I'm like, look at him, he's like, no more naked grandma, huh? He's like, I'm hip, I'm fucking hip. I'm like, okay, cool, Grandpa. I was like, cool. He's like, you want to try it out? And I'm like, yeah. So I was like, okay. He's like, you're roughly about your grandma's weight. I'm like, okay, that's fucking. So I get in there, and I'm sitting down, and I hear, and he starts going, and it started picking me up. It's cutting my ass to my jeans like this plastic, but it's picking me up. And I'm like, Grandpa, you're a genius. And he goes, no more naked grandma. Ha! He tagged it too hard, okay? So I go, oh, that's awesome. Maybe put some duct tape on that or figure out a different lift thing, and we'll be in business, all right? So a couple of months pass, and I get a call. Phone rings, and I hear, Ethan. What the hell? And it's my grandpa on the other end. He goes, Grandpa. There he goes, Ethan. Come quick. He's like, your grandma's stuck in the Suzuki tub. I go, Grandpa, what happened? You built that contraption. He goes, it binded. I go, what? It binded? So me and my brother walk the 3.5 blocks up there, and I walk in and walk right into the Suzuki tub, and there's my grandma, fucking cocked, dangling from the air with her pussy just kicking, going like that. She's like, hey, boys, I made soup. I got fucking sandwich or whatever. She's yelling. Yeah, so, all right, that's been my time. That was something. Give it up for
Ethan. To Ethan Albers. Don't touch that, man. Granny's making soup. Oh, boy. Oh, what a delicious, delicious soup. Are you guys ready for your headliner? I feel like Ethan cracked you guys. This is fucking amazing, all right? Give it up for my buddy and your headliner of the night, AJ DeMello.
Keep it going, huh? Keep it going. Yeah. I love, can you guys hear me? Okay. I just went deaf. All right, so I have to point out, I thought it was pretty funny that when Spencer introduces Ethan, so this is like my best friend in comedy. And Ethan comes up here and he says, this is not a good comedy show. Just shits all over your parade, just right from the start. This is my best friend. He's like, fuck this guy, like right from the get. It's a lot of love. You guys smoke weed at all? With some weed smokers here a little bit? A little bit? I'll be real with you guys. I think I either need to stop smoking as much weed or get glasses. Like I was on a date with this girl and I was like, yo, look at that moon. But it was a Shell gas station sign. Yeah, it's not very good. I've been smoking so much weed I've been having to try to like do something about it. I've been eating more bananas because they slow your heart rate down. Thing is, I have an irregular heartbeat, but I still drink a lot of coffee and smoke a lot of weed, and both of those speed up the heart rate, so I got to be careful. I use a banana like someone with a peanut allergy uses an EpiPen. So please, if you ever see me out of breath, fumbling a banana, just stab me with it, okay? It's gonna be all right, I swear. Yeah, I'm not like a very good grown up. Like I'm an adult, but I still get a little too excited when I pull a toy car back and it shoots forward real fast. You know? Just a little bit, not relatable. That's okay. I'm trying really hard though to like connect with people. You know, because I have this problem where I I'm actually a sweetheart, but I look like I would yell in a Whole Foods. There's not skin on this chicken, you know? I just fucked up that joke. That's okay. It's not a good show like he was talking about anyways, right? It's not you guys. He shouldn't have done. What the fuck is that? Don't worry, it's you guys. This is the worst blame ever. It'd be like you had a fight and it's like not a good fight, and then the guy like afterwards got his ass beat. And it's like, it's because these people were terrible in the crowd. You know, we didn't see one bra fly in there. We didn't see shit. You know, they come there thinking it's NASCAR. They're gonna get blood in the face. That's not how it goes. You guys ever been to a NASCAR event? You look like you would have been to one NASCAR event. I don't know why. No, never. What kind of car do you drive? I do too. Give it up for him. He's fucking saving gas. Hell yeah. That's a good car. What about you guys? What do you guys drive? You guys drive the same vehicle or a scooter? Hell yeah. 3 speeds? Oh, okay. Right on. Do you guys wear a helmet or do you guys just Oh, dude, that's dope. Hell yeah. It just reminded me of like one of the worst videos I've ever seen ever. There's a boyfriend and girlfriend and they're teenagers and they're both on a skateboard, and for some reason the guy is behind the girl and they're going forward, and guess what happens? He falls on her and she eats shit right on her face. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't know what that was all about, but anyways, so I'm bald, in case you didn't notice. I've actually had a lot of people ask me, like, when did you first know? When did it happen? You know, like I'm a fucking was a nom or something. Like what happened? No, truth is, I didn't know it was like a family genetic thing. I thought it was my shampoo. No, seriously, when I was 16, I had like really bad dandruff, so I was like scrubbing my scalp really hard in the shower, and all this hair would be falling out, and I'd be like, oh no, I've got to sue Head and Shoulders. And my mom was like, oh no, you better talk with Grandpa. It's fucking all right. So that's a joke. Anyways, this is a good show. I'm gonna say the other way around because I'm dyslexic. Have you guys been to many comedy shows or no? She's like, yeah, and he's like, I don't want to admit that this is one. He's like, you guys been to comedy shows the first time? It was a good time. How about you? Yeah, you're like, yeah, just keep on with the jokes, funny man. We'll see what you got. I was talking to this girl, and she's a painter, and she says she's not into me because I'm bald. One hairstyle, she can't work with that. And I was telling her, like, well, but aren't you a painter? Isn't life what you make it, you know? I was like, I'm not bald, baby. I'm just the blank canvas, you know? All right. It's interesting. It's interesting how sex can bring on a certain amount of anxiety. Like I was at the bar, and this older lady, this cougar, wanted to go home with me. So we had another drink at her place, and she's like, why do you drink so much? And I was like, well, I get nervous when I don't have to pay. You wanted to really laugh at that, but that's okay. Maybe it didn't warm me up enough, but it's an old lady fuck joke. It's okay. So, you guys excited for the next presidential election? No excitement? It's a comedy show. It's amazing. No. No, I'm really, really not looking forward to it because I actually got caught up in the crosshairs the last time. It was a true story. I was walking my dog at this park in Turlock where I used to live. But the thing is, I had my headphones on. I was walking forward, didn't look behind me. But I guess there was a MAGA rally at the park that day. There's 100 people walking right behind me. I had no idea. My neighbor happens to be driving by, calls me like, "Hey man, I don't know if you know this, but you're like leading the Trump army of Turlock, you know?" It's pretty crazy. You know, we're living in some crazy times, man. You got to be like really careful in how you use your language, especially around the workplace. You don't want to be disrespectful, but it makes it tough sometimes, you know? Like there's this little person that works at my job, and every day when I walk in and he greets me, he goes, "Hey, big boy." And I want to be like, "Hey, you piece of shit." But I don't, you know, he's a good guy. I pat him on the head. He's a good dude. I'm a stoner, but like a huge stoner, especially over the holidays. Like I got so high on Thanksgiving that at one point I rubbed the gravy dish like a lamp and wished for a better family. Still wishing, you know, you got to keep that fucking dream alive. You know, growing up, I actually thought a lot of those characters that I saw on TV and in the commercials were made for family. But the more weed I smoke, I just feel like they're more sinister. You know, like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure that the Pillsbury Doughboy is in cahoots with the devil. I just don't think anyone laughs like that and has a God that loves them. You know, I just would not trust it, dude, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That's okay. You guys have dogs? No. Are you cat people? How many cats you have? 3. What's the oldest one? Really? So you're like a new cat dad? Are they how old, what are the age ranges? So is it like 1.5, 1, and like is this the first time you've had cats? No? Are these your favorite cats you've had? No? He's laughing, so he's getting clawed up or something. They're pieces of shit? Then why do you get them? Do you guys have cats? We have a bunny? Oh, how's that? I bet it's better than a fucking cat. No, that's fun. That's cool. That's pretty cool. You ever put on like Bugs Bunny and be like, "Hey, this could be you one day," you know? No? Never like chew a carrot around them. It's all. I don't know. I've never been too fond of cats because whenever I try to be like nice, they just decide to dig their claws in. You know, it's like I don't know. I feel like every cat is just their whole life they're just trying to become Wolverine. You know, and then they use us to like figure out if they can. You know, that's why they go like this. They're like, whoa, ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, this isn't going anywhere. We're moving. So I have a dog, and here's the thing. I say weird things on stage. I was hanging out with my buddy. He said something kind of weird though. We both had our dogs with us, and he was like, "You know, I was thinking my dog is like my child. Your dog is like your child. Well, everyone's dog is like their child." And I was like, "Well, wait. Let me think about this for a second. You know, like having a dog, it's like having a child. Here's why I think it's not. I have a blind dog. If I had a blind child, I wouldn't just let her walk into the wall and then awkwardly laugh with my friends. Like, there's some differences between your dog and your child. Like, if you see your dog kill an animal, it's like, well, that animal shouldn't have been there, you know? If you see your kid kill an animal, it's like, better lock the bedroom door, you know? Should have got a dog, you know? Fucking hell. This is a great show. I don't know what they're talking about. You guys get addicted to anything during the pandemic? Anything crazy? Nothing? I got addicted to pizza. I really love pizza. I just don't get how some people will eat it without any cheese. Like that's one of my best friends. Only eat pizza with no cheese on it, but defeats the purpose to want no cheese on pizza. That's like wanting no glitter on your stripper. But how are they supposed to shine? You know, it's a fucking make any sense. Speaking of addictions, one thing I finally realized about porn after all these years, you know that phrase that the girls keep using like over and over? It's like, do these girls just not care that the phrase, oh yeah, is copyrighted by the Kool-Aid Man? Like, it's disrespectful, you know? There's no copyright on that. No disclaimer. Feel bad for him, you know? He's just getting fat and dying, and then they just rebrand him like he's the same person. But that Kool-Aid guy's probably died at least 15 times from blood sugar levels, you know? Nobody talks about that. Because what, the first time a Kool-Aid Man came out was like the 80s, the 70s? How can you go around with that much sugar on a constant basis? Like, that'd be like if you had, you know, those beer helmets where someone's always drinking 2 beers? Imagine your whole body was beer. And you're just constantly thinking and drinking beer. You're not going to live 40, 50 years, right? Well, I don't know. There's still people wrestling like Hulk Hogan and shit. So I guess that I don't know what I'm talking about clearly. So I like to point out odd shit in life, bring it to the forefront. Like, you guys ever notice how most people will cover their mouths to cough, but never cover their ass to fart? This seems kind of rude, right? No, some of these odd things, they get me mad. Like, there's this sign on my neighbor's lawn that I don't really get. It says, drive like your kids live here. But it's like, why would I drive cautiously if you're telling me you got my kids in there? I'm swerving up on your lawn like, you got my kids, motherfucker. You got to get on these people, you know? It could be a hostage situation. You look very uncomfortable in the corner over there. Like, you have a date after this, or you just weren't sure about staying for the last comic. It's one of the two. You just got something against bald people. I just don't want to say it. No, it's all good. It's all good. You guys this is a great show, Spencer. I don't know what they're talking about. I think it's good. I don't know. You guys have anxiety? You guys a little anxiety? A little bit anxiety? A little bit? A little bit? Not at all. Anxiety free? Do you take anything? Weed? Oh, I thought you were going to say Oxycontin. I'm like, fuck, dude. Don't let her on the scooter, dude. You guys are going to face plant, man. Yeah. Give her the whole helmet, you know? Don't be sharing it, you know? You take one fall, you know? But you fall off the scooter and like, what happened? She was on the Oxy, you know? You got to... What are you guys doing? That's actually would be fun if that's what you saw. You know those carts that go around Sacramento, those little bars, and people are drinking off the side of them. I wish that wasn't alcohol. That was just everybody on Oxycontin. You know, like that would. Let's switch it up. You know, I don't know. This is a great show. We're gonna keep going on. Like I said, I have anxiety, but like bad anxiety, where I have trouble saying no to people, especially women. Like, whenever my girlfriend asks me a tough question, I sort of turn into a magic 8-ball, you know? She's like, do you love me? And I'm like, I can only speculate. All right, well, I think you guys will like this next joke, right? My pet peeve right now is I don't like when people fucking hate on players in sports that do whatever it takes to win. And that's why I watched that Chicago Bulls Last Dance documentary. So many people were talking shit on Michael Jordan for how he like bullied his teammates. It made me wish that the movie Space Jam were real, you know? Because at least then, whenever I hear someone go, "Oh, did you see that? Did you see that Jordan documentary? how he abused his teammates, I could be like, wait till the Toon Squad doc comes out, you know? Like Porky Pig's got a stutter, so whenever he misses a free throw, Michael makes him read aloud 50 Shades of Grey. This ass is mine, you know? He gets into it. Fucking Porky Pig. You can tell from that last joke, sometimes you get too stoned for your own good. That happened to me a little while back. I was day drinking, smoked this hash infused blunt, ended up at a Denny's where I was too stoned. Like, I remember asking the waitress, "Hey, when's the chef gonna cook the food on the flat grill in front of us?" And she's like, "This isn't that kind of restaurant." And I was like, "What?" I thought this was Denny Hannes. It was not Denny Hannes. It was a Barnes and Noble. I was fucking way off, dude. I mess up a lot, as you could tell. I'm trying to be nice for myself about it, though, because I have anxiety. So when I mess up, even if I forgive myself and I move on, immediately my mind goes, what about this, too, you know? Maybe you can relate to this. You ever be, like, taking, like, grocery bags out of the car, and you, like, start to lose, like, a plastic bag to the wind. You go to grab it, but then it just takes off on you, and you're like, well, I ain't getting that. But then it's like, fuck, -2 points with Jesus, you know? It's like fucking give and take, you know? It's hard. You gotta find that balance. I'm getting older where I'm starting to wonder what mistakes of mine might be the ones that are gonna put me in hell. Like last week I went to pray for someone in the hospital. Instead of starting with "Dear God," I said, "Hey Siri." Then I realized in a way, you know, God and Siri are kind of like the same person. Because whenever I say something awful in their presence, I immediately go, just kidding, whoever's listening. I'm a comedian, I swear. You guys want to do a little crowd work bit with me real quick? You guys down to participate? Be fun real quick? Make it a fun show? All right? All right. When I say jelly, you say bean. Jelly. Jelly. When I say fuck, you say me. Fuck. I believe that's called consent. It's always you gotta have fun tonight, you know? All right, lastly, I'll say it. The best thing I think comedy's done for me. Do you want me to get out of here or want me to do a few more minutes? Okay. I think the best thing comedy's done for me is maybe better at introduction. I was bad at them for a long time. The worst time was when I moved and switched schools in the 5th grade. I was the only kid in the whole school that couldn't speak Spanish. Everybody could speak Spanish except for me. So my brothers, like a funny gag, teach me how to say "I'm cool" in Spanish, so to break the ice with the other kids, except they didn't tell me how to say "I'm cool." They told me how to say "soy maricón." And in case you don't know what "soy maricón" means, it doesn't mean I'm cool. It means I'm gay, but like really, 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 really gay. Not that there's anything wrong with saying you're gay, but there might be something wrong with a 9-year-old thinking they're saying I'm cool when they're really saying I'm gay, you know? Like, hey, AJ, pass the gravy dish. Soy maricón, grandpa. Like, the month of February was particularly rough that year because on the bottom of every kid's Valentine I wrote, soy maricón. It's a true story, you know? You can't make this shit up. I am dyslexic, though, guys. It's very true. I'm dyslexic, but, like, really, really dyslexic. Like, I almost didn't get laid one night at this party. This girl was like, "You want to get out of here?" And whispers, "I got an IUD." And I was like, whoa. I didn't drive here either. This is a predicament, you know? You're a hard laugh over there in the corner, man. I was once kicked out of a game of Twister because I accidentally shit in someone's mouth. Damn it. I was trying to get him. Can I do one more? See if I can bust him up? Okay. I'll get him on this one, I think, maybe. All right. This is another got to be real with you guys. I messed up last night. I fell asleep in the middle of my prayers. Yeah, I was praying to Jesus. Woke up this morning like, damn, I left him hanging like the Jews did. Ooh, nailed it, right? I saw him go like this. I'm going to say that's a chuckle, and it was a great show. My name's AJ DeMello. You guys have a good night.
We did it! Oh my goodness, AJ DeMello, we made it, everybody. Thank you for coming to Camp Wanderlust. Jesse, are you here? There he is. All right, Jesse. Thank you for having us here. Welcome back. If you want to stick around from other shows, Jesse, what else we got going on tonight?
Well, this is the end of Camp Wanderlust. Thank you one more time for Spencer Salins, everybody. But we do have 2 more shows tonight, so if you guys want to stick around, Real Life Comedians will begin well in about 10 minutes, or as quickly as we can turn this over. And 10 o'clock, we've got LOLGBT Plus presents Say Yes. I always hate saying that. It always feels weird. So we've got 2 more opportunities. If you guys want to stick around, if you're done for the night, thanks for coming out. If you want to see what we got going on, check out stabcomedytheater.com for our full calendar of events. If you want to stick around, see me at the bar. I'll upgrade you. Otherwise, have a good night, everybody.
They took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by machine on new technology. And now I understand the problems you can see. I met your children. What did you tell them? Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. Pictures came and broke your heart. Pictures came and broke your heart. And now we meet in an abandoned studio. We hear the playback, and it seems so long ago. And you remember the jingles used to go. You were the first one. You were the last one. Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. In my mind and in my car, we can't rewind. We've gone too far. I heard you on the wireless back in '52, lying awake, intently tuning in on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. The radio star. put down the blame on
Stab Comedy Theater, how can I help you?
Baby shark, do 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 do.
We have a 9 o'clock show and we
Baby
have a 10
shark,
o'clock.
do 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 do. Baby shark, baby shark. Baby, baby, baby shark. Baby, baby, baby shark, yeah. Baby, baby, baby shark. Oh, baby, baby shark, yeah. Ooh, yeah, baby shark, yeah. Baby, 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 baby shark, do 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 do.
I had 1, 2, but you know what to do. Come on. Yeah. 3 little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the concrete. Maybe sometimes we got it wrong, but it's alright. The more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Don't you hesitate, girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, put your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, put your head down. You gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Blue as the sky, sunburned and lonely, sipping tea in a bar by the roadside. Don't you let those other boys fool ya. I gotta love that afro hairdo. Maybe sometimes we feel afraid, but it's alright. The more you stay the same, the more they seem to change. Don't you think it's strange? Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, put your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. You gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Just more than I can take. Pity for pity's sake. Some nights kept me awake. I thought that I was stronger. When you gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer? Do what you wanna. put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded dreams. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Just go ahead, just go ahead. Just go ahead, let your head down.
Welcome to the Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for real live comedians. Please welcome to the stage your host, Jason Mack.
Yes. Okay. No, more than 2 people have to clap for the show. Please. That's all you have to do. Just please clap and laugh and drink and just be quiet. No. Welcome to Real Life Comedians. I'm Jason Mack. I'm your host. Give me a hand again. Do it. Yes. And give yourselves a hand for coming out tonight. Oh. It's a Friday night. You guys are, okay, is this one of those crowds? We're going to have a good time? We bought in already? Let's just fucking do it, huh? All my movements are tracked by satellites. Anyone else? All right, yeah. It's getting, I don't know, man. There's this line, I want to participate in technology, but the other day I got this ad that said, you don't open your mail because you're not equipped to deal with adult situations. I was like, it was an ad for the New Yorker. I was like, that's too much truth in advertising and journalism. Don't do that. I got a Sleep Number bed. Things are going well. I have debilitating disabilities. So I got a Sleep Number bed. Now all my ads are for beds. The algorithm's just like, this guy loves beds. Let's get him some more. It texted me my bed texted me the other day to tell me that my heart rate variability wasn't on par with others my age. I was like, I'm a divorced amateur stand-up comedian with an avoidant attachment style. I know I'm behind, okay? I don't need my bed heart rate shaming me. My ads are getting really specific now. I got this one for a school. It was a military veteran with debilitating chronic pain, Led Zeppelin fan, university. Yeah, now my ads are just like, hey, do you want to subscribe to Cheese, you fat fuck? And I do. I'll do that, man. I'm learning Italian on my phone. How cool is that? What a world. That is something that I value, that I can just learn a language on my phone. I got my dog those buttons, so she can talk to me. She just uses it for different ways to ask for food. It's It's cool. The other day we had a full conversation. She said there were these dried plums on the ground, and I was like, hey, don't eat those plums. Those are not for puppies. So she said to me, she says, so you admit they're food. Yeah. She's great. I love how dogs are forgiving. She forgives like the other day I forgot to get her food, so I made her a bowl of plain rice. So how does she react to me forgetting her most basic need? She's like, "Oh my God, thank you! What a treat!" That's cool. My girlfriend left me with our kid, so I had to get rid of the buttons for my son and my girlfriend because my dog kept going, "Hey man, didn't you have a kid?" I love her. She's great. Great thing about her is that I have really bad chronic pain, and my dog, she'll sense this, and like I'll have like anxiety and like depression symptoms, like I'll bury my head in my hands, and my dog, she senses that she'll run across the room, she'll jump up in my lap, she'll give me puppy kisses all over my face. Isn't that so right? Yeah. That's the best thing about her. The worst thing about her is that she's a Holocaust denier. Like, she doesn't claim it didn't happen. She's like, it was 6 million Jews, not 6.1. Those really specific Holocaust denying Labrador retrievers. You guys have had dogs before. You know what I'm talking about, right? Right? But I can't do anything about it, right? Like, I can't hit her. She's not a kid, right? Yeah, man. I'm a veteran. I was talking about that earlier a little bit. My life got bad. I got a bunch of disabilities. The VA wasn't taking care of me, so I hit a dark spot, and I came up with this plan where I was going to light myself on fire in front of my VA hospital. Yeah, I was gonna show this country tell them a lesson, but you can't do this to veterans, right? But I looked it up, and it's been done before. 6 times. So that's a story about how not wanting to be a hack saved my life. Yeah. I saw, you guys see the new Top Gun movie? Yeah. Enthusiastic, yes. You're like, hell yeah, man. Saw that, man. I flew on a spy plane. I was in naval aviation, and so I have some qualms about the way that they're handling aviation and the military and the movies, like everyone has a cool call sign, like Maverick, Iceman, stuff that they came up with themselves to sound cool. That's not how it works in the Navy. It's not how you get a call sign. The way you get a call sign is you do something stupid in a foreign country, and then everyone calls you that for the rest of your career. Like, I had a friend, his call sign was Cuervo because he threw up tequila all over Europe, just all over Europe. Or another good example is my call sign was paid for a Sicilian woman's abortion. Yeah, that one will stick with you, but not with her, huh? Stop doing drugs. Stop doing drugs, and not because I had any bad experiences. Honestly, all my drug experiences were way too good. Like, mushrooms made me more open and compassionate, and ketamine cured my social anxiety. PCP made bingo night really go off, But I just kind of hit a point where it's like, I'm 37. I'm not gonna snort ketamine for the rest of my life. I just have to draw a line, and it's at 37 3/4, unless I'm at a party. I don't know. There's always options. Yeah, man. I developed my own. I designed my own 12-step program, and it went so well that I ended up in a regular 12-step program, or as my dad calls it, joining the family business. Yeah, that's where we're at. Did you guys have a good pandemic? Anybody else in therapy? Anybody trying? Is anybody? I do this type of therapy. It's a combination of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and this thing where my therapist reaches across the table and screams, "Stop fucking up!" And it's going okay. It's going all right. Let me see what the reason I found out about ketamine was I read about this study where scientists took rats that had PTSD and they gave them ketamine and it solved their PTSD, which, you can debate the ethics of giving ketamine to rats, but they really shouldn't have sent them to war in the first place. That's right. You can't. That's not a. You don't agree with. I'm just going to berate half the audience. You don't agree with my jokes. All right. I think that's about going to be my time. Hey, give me a hand. Yes. And one more time for all the comics you're going to see tonight. And keep that going for the very funny Ethan Albers.
All right. 2 for Tuesday, baby. All right. What's going on? Hey, keep it going for Jason Mack hosting the balls out of this. And then make it real loud. I want you guys to make it real loud for the owner and bartender out there, Mr. Jesse Jones. Make him hear it. He's the reason art exists here affordably. What's up, fuckers? Your friends pay me $30 to do an entire set to you. I'm not going to. Where are you guys at? Hey, we're going to talk. What's up? What's up? No, we're not going to do that. Any white girls don't talk to me. They want to be talked to. Okay, that's my entire set. I'm not from here. I'm from Portland. I like it here, though. I found out recently I live next to the murder house. You guys know the place? You know that place? Yeah, the murder house. Yeah, you know how? Yeah. You know I found out I live next to the murder house? From a documentary. I was just online YouTubing I'm hungover. Look, serial killer Sacramento. I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. No shit. This is how close I am to the murder house. I'm in the documentary. The B-roll driving by, it's just and she ate their blood. I remember the exact day. They're just driving by getting neighborhood B-roll. I'm eating spaghetti in my window in my kitchen. And I'm looking out. I'm like, what's that camera? Blah, 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 blah. He's ate the intro. Blah, blah, blah. What's that camera? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's a TV credit. I count that. That's cool. That's what I do. It's actually, important. Today's actually a very important day. It marks 4 years for me off of cocaine. I'm fresh and clear. No, that's not what you think, and that's not what you think. It was a money thing. It was a money thing. It's always a money thing. If you've ever done cocaine, unless you're a billionaire, it's a money thing, okay? Steven Tyler of Aerosmith said it was a money thing, okay? What hope do I have? That's all I'm saying. It's always a money thing. You guys are cool. You guys arguing about White Claws? What are you doing? What's the thing? That's cool. Who gets more poon? Who poons more? This motherfucker? This motherfucker looking like he's out of a grunge. You play guitar? What do you play? Oh, not really. You guys heard that. What do you actually play, man? What do you do? You just lay in pipe? Is that what you're doing? Is that... Jesus Christ. I thought my existence was sad. All right. Yeah, no, you ever done cocaine, my friend? Good. Stay off drugs. Stay off drugs. Unless it's LSD, acid, or ketamine, or MDMA. Do those ones. Just cocaine. Stay off cocaine is what I'm saying. Yeah. No, the reason I quit cocaine is because I realized I realized that the longer you do cocaine, the younger the people you do cocaine with get. Does that make sense? The last time I did cocaine, I was 3 a.m, snort cocaine. Like that. And I looked at the other person, and I was like, man, 9/11 was a motherfucker, right? And then the kid looked at me, and it was like, I wasn't born yet. But I took that differently, so I was like, yeah, we kind of all weren't born yet, right? As a nation, we all were kind of born after 9/11, right? We all came together as a country. When those towers fell as a country. Yeah. Terrible drug. Hate it. You guys are fun. I'm gonna do a fun set. Choose your own adventure, okay? I have 2 bits. They're long bits. I'm gonna close on both of them. One of the 2. So I'm gonna name them, and then you're gonna clap. I'll let you clap. Okay. So one is about an alligator. One's about a horse. Okay. One's about an alligator. One's about a horse. Okay. So round of applause. You want to hear a bit about a horse? Okay. Round of applause if you want to hear a bit about a horse. Okay. Just check to see, make sure you're listening. Okay. Round of applause. You want to hear a bit about an alligator. Whoa. Benton, you're the headliner. You decide, horse or alligator. You're going to disappoint half the crowd. Horse. Okay. All right. Good. That's the better of the two bits. You guys chose. He's your headliner. So if you for 50% of the crowd that hated it, hate his set. That's all I'm saying. I'm a collector of people. Like not in a creepy, like I don't have a basement and shit. Like I'm a collector of like if you're 24 years old and you're like, I got my life figured out, dude. I'm like, gross, get out of my life. No, get away from me. But if you're like 50 and you start every January 1st with like, this is my year, man. I'm gonna get my shit together. Like we're gonna be friends. Like right? We're gonna hang, we're gonna be good friends. And I love those people. The most interesting dude I've ever met. And I'm 36, and it still holds up. I met him when I was 20 years old, parking cars. 20 on the verge of 21. I was parking cars in Vancouver, Washington, which is north of Portland, Oregon, in case you don't know. I met him, and he was valeting parking. He was valet parking cars at 52. And I literally looked up this guy. We're holding the same job, but I looked up to him because his name was Richard, and he moved out from New York City, born and raised in New York, to Portland. And I'm like, why'd you leave New York, Richard? And this is his answer. He was like, because New York just wasn't weird anymore, man, after 9/11. And I'm like, all right, dude, hell yeah. What did those terrorists really take? They took the weirdness out of New York. Okay. So he goes, he moved from New York City to outside of Portland, Oregon to raise horses, to like drill. He's like always been fascinated. And I was fascinated with this guy because I wanted to be Kurt Cobain, man. I wanted to be like you. I wanted to play a band. I had dreams. I had full head of hair then. And fucking no talent and just, yeah, I was all about it. And this guy helped form the Goo Goo Dolls. He was in bands. Name a Goo Goo Doll song. Exactly, but you're still impressed, right? You're still impressed. Okay, you look like you know one, but literally hit her head. She was like, I got one, but I'm not going to. What? Fuck off. All right. That's, so I looked up to Richard, and he has these horses, and one day he goes, hey, man, right after I turned 21, he goes, hey, you want to come to my house and go ride a horse? I'm like, so I go up, and I'm a city kid. I'm from Portland, man. I'm from, believe it or not, I've never been near a horse. So I'm like driving up. I drive 45 minutes outside Portland, small town called Fargo Lake, Washington. And I get there, and I realize I'm just like, I have this panic. Because there's like, these things are monsters. They kill, Keanu Reeves, or not Keanu Reeves. That's the Matrix dude. Fucking Christopher Reeves, thank you, was paralyzed from it. Like, come on. Like, so I show up there, and he introduced them so casual, like they're people. He's like, all right, man, that one right there is Jim Beam. That's the one you're going to be riding. That one's Harley Davidson. I'll be riding Harley. And like, I climb up, and I get all my, like, because I look forward to this guy. I look up at this man. And we start like walking around the pasture, and I'm like, I'm a cowboy, pew pew, yeah, all right. And I get this, man. I realize this animal's, I'm in complete control of this animal. Like, and this animal, as long as I show it respect, it respects me, okay? And he's like, you got this? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I got this. He's like, cool, man. He's like, I know you just turned 21. Let's ride to town and get a drink. I'm like, wait, what? So we ride side by side, like through this little tiny town called Fargo Lake, Washington. And we go to this little couple of gas stations, a bar, and we like pull up to like this bar. And then like we dismount, if I remember right, that was a term. We dismount, and then I remember this very clearly. I remember we had the bike locker horse, because there's horse thieving still. So I'm bike lock a horse, and I'm like, okay, the year what? I'm like, okay, man, that's a lot taken in. Before I go in, I'm like, Richard, I look up to you, I'm like back of my head, and Richard goes, hey man, don't freak out. He's like, not a big deal, but the bartender is kind of a celebrity. I'm like, what? I was like, who is it? And he goes, don't freak out, man. It's Tanya Harding. I go, Tanya Harding. In case you don't know who Tanya Harding is, Tanya Harding was an ex-figure skater whose bodyguard attacked another woman, Nancy Kerrigan, and got banned from. She made a movie, I, Tanya, or whatever that fucking movie was. That's why I don't do this bit journaling anymore. But so I go in, and here's the thing. Tanya has a thing for Richard. Okay, it's a packed bar, and she's fucking mixing drinks back there. Fucking pouring drinks. She goes, Richard, play me a song. Play me a song. Keeps pestering. Play me a song. Play me a song. Play me a song, Richard. Richard's like, no, baby, no, baby, no, baby, not today. She goes, you're the best. We should be together, Richard. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Okay? Promise. Stick with me. I guarantee you guys got to pick me up, carry me out of here like it's a fucking Jewish wedding when this thing hits, okay? I promise you. So we're there, and this one, the whole night took a weird turn. Finally, Richard breaks down and goes, okay, fine, I'll play you a song. And he reaches down, I swear to God, Tanya Arden reaches down where the ice is behind the bar because there's no room. She's like, the bar is here. Swear to God, into the ice bin and pulls up an electric bass guitar and hands it to him. Crowded music bar. He's just like that. And she's like, Richard, you're the best. You're the most amazing musician, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So then we all go in the bathroom together and snort Oxycontin and leave the bar. And that's when I realize I have to get on another living animal in order to get home that night. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, Richard, I gotta get on a horse, man. I gotta get on a horse. He's like, don't worry about it. Horses know their way home, man. So I climb up and he's like, just tell it home. So I'm like, home. And he goes, be respectful. Use its name. So I go, home, Jim Beam, home. And old Jim Beam starts taking me home. But Jim Beam doesn't take me home the way we rode there. He takes me home the way he wants to go home, which is through the forest at night. So I'm just all on Oxycontin, like fucking trees coming past me. I'm fucking dying. Because this horse, I see this shop light. Finally, the shop light. The horse stops near the stable, like, get off. I'm like fucking crying, wiping tears, I'm crying. I'm terrified of this horse. And I'm just like, man, dude, I'm a good horse, man, good horse. And then I turn around, and here comes Harley Davidson out of the door, dark, with no Richard on it. And I look right at Harley Davidson. I'm like, Harley, what happened to Richard? And the horse goes, nay, because I'm all fucked up in the woods talking to a horse. 10 minutes later, guess who comes out of the woods? Mr. Richard, covered in mud, smoking a cigarette. I'm like, Richard, what happened, dude? What happened? He's like, well, I got a little cocky and thought I could ride Harley like a surfboard, and a branch took me off. And I was like, hell yeah, you're my hero, dude. What are you doing January 1st? All right, spend my time. Give it up.
One more time for Ethan Albers. Hell yeah. Keep that energy going for the very funny Paul Doyle.
Hi, how are you guys doing? Happy Friday. There's a lot of dudes in this audience. This is very cool. I'm very excited to be here. Who here is single? Up top, my friend. You look very sad. Are you also single? Yeah. I feel for you, man. It's okay. We'll be all right. We'll find, you and me, we'll find somebody. It's okay. Like, we'll be... I'm just like looking at your friend, and he like looked at you very like longingly, and just really, because I was saying like you guys do look, now that I'm looking at you, you do look the same. But I was like, maybe they're gay. Like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't trying to imply that. I'm sorry, man. Like, you seem so nice. Like, I don't mean to. I'm so excited you guys are here. So like this is weird for me to do comedy because like I'm over COVID. I got divorced. Yeah, and just feel that shitty energy. Like just feel that just wash over the. But like my ex-wife, she used to be black. She's still black. She's just not my wife anymore. But it's weird. It's because I'm single now. Like, and you guys that are single, like, a round of applause if you are single. Like, I know I give this guy a high five, but I was not. I honestly was not paying attention. I was too busy trying to connect, and that's why I didn't. It's hard being single. Would you guys agree that like it's just a tough life to be a single dude? Because right now, like I am competing. Like I'm 35, so I'm competing with you. I'm probably competing with you. I'm competing with you, and it's like it's just tough to be a single guy when I'm a little older. Because like there's other dudes that are out there just like manlier than me. They're just more manly. Like there's probably a guy in this room that probably has a pocket knife like in their pocket like right now. Right? There's got to be a guy. This is Sacramento. I know it's true. You guys don't lie to me. Like there's people who are here who are so manly they wear hiking boots casually. Right? Where are you at? Are you at? Oh, you got a beanie. You're wearing a Carhartt beanie. It's close. It's pretty close. Do you go hiking? Yeah. See, like, I don't even have to, like, I could throw a rock and hit anybody in this town, and they're like, dude, they're pretty manly. Like, and that's the people that I'm competing with. Like, at 35, you're competing with people who are, like, ex-military who've, like, seen combat. Like, this is like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I can't do it. I'm not, like, manly enough. Okay, so I have this beard, but, like, I had to buy, pills from Walmart to, like, grow this beard. Like, and, like, I don't know, it's got, like, I don't know, downsides. Like, my back hair is amazing, you guys. Like, it's like I'm growing the best back hair you've ever seen. But like I want to be manlier. Like that's the whole thing. Okay, so like I have a brother-in-law who lives down in Los Angeles. He's a firefighter for the Pasadena Fire Department, and this dude is like the manliest man that I've ever seen. He's like a man's man. Like he is like a walking truck commercial. Like dude, he is like a walking like Chevy like a rock. Like you guys have probably seen these commercials, right? Like, every day I imagine that he like wakes up, walks out onto his terrace, obviously without a shirt on, because like why would he ever wear a shirt? And like an eagle like brings him his slippers, and then like the eagle flies and then like forms into a tattoo on his back, and like that's like how manly he is. Have you guys ever seen a guy who is like so manly that he had 2 Adam's apples? Like, that's like what I'm talking about. Like this guy, dude, he's a man's man. Like he probably, when the fire department like gets a call, he probably like sits on the front of the fire truck without a shirt on, just like yes, and then just like, yeah, that's silly. But yeah, it's I want to be this guy. I'm so not that guy. Like, and I think other people can tell that I'm not that manly, because like I recently I went to Starbucks and I ordered a blueberry muffin, and the lady behind who like awed at a blueberry muffin? What's wrong with that? They're good. All right, hold on. Side note, sidebar. You guys ever had that blueberry muffin and it's got that like white crumbly shit? Like, dude, and then like I don't know what that is, but it's like it's fucking bomb. Like I don't know what that is. You guys I don't know what the white crumbly stuff is, but it's where it's at. Anyways, back to me. I ordered this blueberry muffin, and the lady behind the counter was like, "Would you like to get your muffin warmed?" And I'm like, "No. I don't want to get my muffin warmed. Like, like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm a real man, all right? Like, this is what I want. I want you to take my muffin, and I want you to throw it in, like, a den of wolves, and then I want to fight the wolves off and emerge shirtless with my muffin, like, victorious. That's what I want to do. What's your guys' like living situation? You guys live in a house? Do you have an apartment, condo? What's This is too much information. What do you all right, so I'll just give you a heads up. So before I just moved back from LA to Sacramento. Before I moved here, I never had cockroaches before. Okay, so like, and I'm divorced, and so now at my current apartment, I have cockroaches. And like the first time I ever saw one, I'm pretty stupid. I'd never seen one before. So the first time I ever saw one, I was like pretty dumb. I was like, oh wow, that's a weird beetle. Like that's just like I'm just dumb, right? So like I didn't know what to do. I heard a lot of things about what happens when you kill them. So like I before I decided to try to kill it, I called my ex-wife. I call her and she's like, "Why are you calling me? Kill yourself." Like that's so so I didn't know what to do. So I like was like, all right, I got to kill this cockroach, right? Like there's one on my wall. I take my shoe off, and before I swing at it, like I'm about to swing, and then it flies at me, and like I didn't know they could fly because I'm dumb, right? So like I'm about to swing at it, and like as it's flying at me, like a sound comes out of me that I never heard before. And I'm not gonna replay, like I'm not gonna like do that sound for you guys, but what I can say is that like the sound, the only way I could describe the sound, it was the sound of a man it was like the kind of type, it sounded like the type of guy that would like to get his muffin warmed. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Thank you guys very much. Please welcome Jason Mack back to you guys. Thank you very much.
Paul Doyle, everybody, give it up. Are we having a good time? Hell yeah. Keep that going. Make a lot of noise for the very funny Sarah Dutcher.
Hey, who else came straight from Casual Friday? Yeah. Oh, I see it. Yeah, the button up, like the casual button up, and like those aren't quite slacks. All right. Yeah. Okay. No other young professionals in the house. All right. Yeah, I get that. I grew up Mormon. In case you're wondering why I seem like I'm ready to shake your hand and give you a pamphlet. It's a strong crossover with the HR vibes. I get it. This is the same vibe, really. No, I grew up Mormon, but actually which means I had the chance to find love the old-fashioned way. You know, getting married off at a young age. I was actually still pretty old by Mormon standards, though. Like, my bishop had to tell my husband, you know, she's 18, but she looks young, right? It's okay because I got out. It's fine. You know, my husband eventually took the divorce okay, but my sister wives were devastated. You know, Ginny's upset because I did all the baking. You know, Kim is upset because I took the notes during the Secret Wives meetings. And Irina's upset because I'm the only one that can make her come. Like, let's be honest, polygamy does have its benefits. You know, like, I waited to have sex until marriage. And, like, honestly, like, it was fine, you know. I was pleasantly surprised after the divorce to find out sex could be more than fine. You know, it's a nice little benefit. But now that I'm divorced, I don't think I technically can ever have premarital sex. Like, I'm getting into, like, heaven on a loophole. It's really fun. I'm technically a good person. Technically. No. I even got married in the Mormon temple, you know, the one up in Rancho Cordova, the city of love. Yeah. Yeah, and it was really weird. You know, even by Mormon standards, it's weird. Like, they have these instructional videos from the 70s, and Satan talks directly into the camera. He's also incredibly hot. Like, he has a fur coat, and he's saying things like, "Hey, Eve, do you want a bite of my juicy apple?" Like, Eve, you should swallow my apple. Just like, I did not mean to actually lick the mic just now. I'm COVID negative. Just, but, you know, like, you don't know who to root for in that situation. A lot of people know. Actually, like, off stage, I don't normally tell people I grew up Mormon because it's like basically wearing a t-shirt that says, "Ask me about my magic underwear." You know, most people know about the underwear, but most people don't know about the secret temple name they give you. Apparently it's a name that Jesus will call to raise you from the grave. And since my name is Sarah, that's like already a biblical name. I thought I'd get like a really pretty angelic name. You know, like Donatello or Raphael or Shredder. And said my name is Lois. Lois. Like from fucking Family Guy. Like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, I get to like the pearly gates and be like, "Oh, Saint Peter." Like that's what Jesus thinks of me. So I swore my life to not tell anybody that, but I trust all of you, right? I'll add you all to my Instagram close friends. No, yeah. Actually, Mormons don't believe in the concept of hell. They call it outer darkness, which honestly is the coolest thing they've ever come up with. Like outer darkness, that's almost cool. Sounds way better than Mormon heaven, where you have to wear the long underwear and hang out with my mom for eternity. See, that's not mean. In a way, that's complimenting her because she's going to heaven. In case you like your mom and you're uncomfortable with that joke. Actually, another problem in my marriage was the pressure I felt like to be the cool girl. You know, like spontaneous, drinks beer, loves blowjobs. Yeah, and I fit that. It's just, you know, even for a Mormon, my husband was too into the missionary position, you know. He's from Utah. Let her ride cowgirl. That one's fine, I wouldn't describe myself as a people pleaser. I just want everyone here to like me more than you already do. That's reasonable, right? No, you're not supposed to agree. That's the unhealthy part. That was a trap and you failed. And it's not just because they breed Mormons for liking authority figures. There's nothing better than an unexpected compliment, right? From someone you like. Like my dentist congratulated me because all of my teeth show damage from how hard I grind them at night. And I went to a chiropractor and he told me my bones are loose. Just like the nicest thing a man has ever told me. Like I couldn't land a real doctor. And I got a massage and the masseuse called me skinny. Not technically. She said it's impressive how many knots I have for having no muscle mass. But we know that counts. That counts. Yeah, like a lot of people assume because I'm loud and I wear a lot of crop tops that I'm easygoing. I can guarantee you I'm not. Like I've never been officially diagnosed with anxiety, ADHD, and manic depression. But that just means I'm running around unmedicated. Fun times were had. I was actually married for 9 years, which I feel like is a long time when you're 18, right? I wasn't 18 the whole time. That's something that worked really well for us was because shortly after we got married, he got hit by a car. It's my ex-husband, so it's funny. No, he actually got hit by a car, and it really changed him as a person. It made him more cynical and anxious. So it really brought him down to my level. Sometimes getting hit by a car could be good for your marriage. Even if I'm the one driving it. Fun times were had. Now, I've been reluctant to use dating apps because I live on Watt Avenue. So I can't date any of the locals. They always try to strip my car for parts. Even worse, though, I'm from Placerville. So I can't date anyone from my hometown. It's a lot of meth heads and Sasquatches. And, they like to call me exotic. I think it's because I still have all of my teeth. That's gotta be it. Exotic. I'm so generically white. My 23andMe results just said, yeah, bitch. Yeah, basic. I'm so blandly white, I bleed ranch dressing. That's gross. There is something about getting married at 18 while you're kind of in a cult. Just a little bit. There are parts of your personality you haven't figured out yet. For example, I'm pansexual. And in case you don't know, that means I make sex sounds when shopping for kitchenware. You guys will not believe this new meat thermometer I just bought. And I asked someone to rolling pin me against the counter, which was a lot of fun until we got thrown out of Bed Bath & Beyond. Even for a Mormon household, my family is really strict. I wasn't allowed to play any video games growing up. And my mom said it's because I have an addictive personality, which is a weird thing to say about a 6-year-old. But the other day, I did eat the entire jar of ghost pepper salsa because I like the endorphins and I cannot stop myself. Thank God I've never tried cocaine or Call of Duty, right? In case you can't tell, I am what you might call a 2-for-1 special. That's right, both mommy issues and daddy issues. Thank you. All right, I can't afford therapy. I thought I'd at least get a round of applause. Thank you. I will send this to BetterHelp and see if they'll give me a discount. No, my daddy issues, are what make me a slut. I like the boo. Yeah, solidarity. Yes. This is feminism at work. the mommy issues are why I'm more likely to burn down your car afterward. Like, to me, that's the fun part. But I think having bad mental health is actually really good for the economy because, like, hear me out. Like, why else would I keep buying bath bombs and Percocets? Like, right? All right, folks, you've been really fun. I'm going to go home and eat 8 CBD gummies.
Sarah Ducher, everybody. Give it up. Yes. We're still having fun? All right. Yeah, okay. Cool. You guys having your White Claws? Oh man. All right. Do you have a dog, man? You don't have a dog? Is that why you're sad? You're with this guy. Why doesn't he have a dog? Get this guy a dog. You need a dog, man. You need he's not 21. He's old enough to party. You can have a dog when you're under 21, man. Yeah, I'll get him. I'll get you a service dog, man. I love service dogs. You know what? I'll go a step further. I love fake service dogs. Like, people get upset sometimes. You don't get upset, right, man? When there's a dog in a place where it's not supposed to be. You know, like there's a pug with a sweater at a Denny's, right? Where's your sense of joy? That's beautiful. Love that, man. You got to get a dog that's mellow like you, all right? Because everybody likes to get a dog that like reflects them. That's why people get pugs. Pugs shouldn't exist. That's just I love them. They're for old ladies who want someone who's gonna, just like them, have a heart attack on a plane, right? They can't breathe. I came up with an invention. It's just a CPAP machine for pugs. Let them breathe in their sleep. Come on. Anyway, hey, you guys ready for your headliner? Hell yeah. Yes, we are. You guys are fun. Come here every month. You guys are a lot of fun, all right? Keep the energy going. Make a lot of noise for Benton Harshaw.
Oh man, how you guys doing? Good. I should have picked alligator. Man, why'd you have to put me on the spot like that earlier, Ethan? I felt look at me. I get scared so easily. Just look at me. I hate how soft I look. I hate my coming up next on Disney Channel face. That's why I want a face tattoo. I want to look less approachable. Because level with me, everyone in this room knows that if you made me mad, it's not a big deal. Like, I look like if you offered me a Cliff Bar, I'd be like, I don't do hard drugs. Like, I'm the nice boy you bring home to your mom, and then when I leave, your mom's like, that guy was kind of a pussy. Sorry I said the P word. But yeah, it's just, that's why I want a tear tattoo, whatever that is. I don't think people would believe it, though. I think people would be like, that guy's cried so much it's left stretch marks. I don't think it would work. I want to look tougher for my day job, too. I'm a substitute teacher at a middle school. Are there any teachers here? One? No? All right, cool. Teachers get fucked up, because they're drunk. But I'm a substitute teacher at a middle school, and I spend all day getting bullied. And when I shave, I blend right in with those kids, too. I was in the hallway the other day, and 2 kids were just staring at me. And one of the kids was like, is that a teacher? And the other kid was like, yeah, I think so. And the first kid was like, shit, I guess we all teachers now. And then they took over. That was it. All they do all day is ask if I'm gay. All day. I'm serious. All day they're just looking up at me and they're like, are you gay? And I'm like, no. And they're like, prove it. I'm like, I don't know where we go from here. Do something not gay. Hello? Gay! I have an iPhone 5. They hate that. Every time I pull it out, they're like, shit, they gave us a broke sub. Every time. A kid came up to me the other day, and he pointed at my phone, and he was like, iPhone 5 takes me back. I was like, when you go back, you don't exist anymore. They also call me Spider-Man all the time. So that's what they think my life is. Just gay, broke Spider-Man. Just climb the walls of the gay bar because I can't afford the cover charge. Just sucks. I do get back at those kids. Every time I fart, I get back at those kids. A room of middle schoolers never believes the adult did it, ever. They just witch hunt each other. It's glorious. They're like, it smells like it's coming from the adult, but his butthole got blown off in the war or something. He can't fart. Yeah, if you've ever wondered as a kid, like, man, what is a substitute teacher doing on his laptop? I'm here to tell you, gambling on racehorses. That's what I do all day. I just bet. I use school Wi-Fi to bet on horse races in Madrid. And I use the kids when I can't make a decision sometimes. I'm like, hey, Timmy, if you could be a superhero, would you be one named Cyberknife or Lucky Legs? They're like, Lucky Legs. I'm like, even if Cyberknife had better odds of stopping crime. So I do all day. I miss being a kid. Anyone miss being a kid? Just Ethan? That's you're at a comedy show in a small room. It looks like we're about to auction off livestock, given this background. I miss being a kid. You do sleepovers. I miss sleepovers. The only way you have a sleepover now is if you're too drunk to drive home. That's the only way. Why did you just point to your friend right there? What do you think? He's... All right, I'm going to stop probing. But that's the only way you have sleepovers now. You're like, hey, man, I don't think I can make it home. And he's like, all right, I'll ask my mom. I live next to Fairy Tale Town. It's close by. I live like a minute that way. But I live next to Fairy Tale Town. You can only go in there if you have a kid or are a kid. And I really want to go in there. So I've just been like waiting outside of gas stations for kids to be like, hey, mister, can you buy us beer? I'm like, sure, if you can get me into Fairy Tale Town. I did that joke at a show once, and a guy after was like, Fairy Tale Town is having an adult night 2 weeks from now. And I was like, oh, you're a pedophile. That's... I don't know. I had overprotective parents. I was never a leash kid, though. Like, they never... Remember any leash kids here? They're very quiet. Did you just raise your White Claw to that? Damn. What age did they have you on the leash? 3 or 4? Man. It's weird when you see like a 14-year-old on it, and you're like, that should be illegal. That looks weird. I don't think those leashes are a bad idea, though. I think we're just using them on the wrong people. Do you know how many times I've had a friend get drunk in public where I was like, man, I wish I had a leash on you right now. Just like, hey, come on, stop humping that girl. Come on. We go to the bathroom outside. Come on. Come on, Ethan Albers. Come on. That's... You guys don't remember the guy with the red beard's name. That's fine. That's fine. I'm dating. I hate it. It's terrible, awful. Yeah. I'm on those apps. You meet weird people on those apps. I matched with a girl, and in her bio, she said that she was spiritual, but she also said that she was conservative, and I don't know what that looks like as a person. Like, do I just, go over to her house, and she's like, hey, welcome to my place. This is my crystal. It keeps away immigrants. All right, you're good. That's my American dream catcher. Also catches immigrants. It's hard. We're one of the only species that dates. No other species. Eagles are monogamous for life. I found that out recently. But that's got to be bullshit. There's got to be at least one eagle somewhere that's cheated on his wife. He's gone back to the nest and his feathers are all ruffled up. And his wife throws a National Geographic at him. There's a picture of you and some slut in there. He's like, baby, that's the paparazzi. I don't fuck around with that. What else has been going on with me? I was driving the other day, and I saw a sign that said, God is still writing your story. So I looked up and said, more sex scenes, please. Still right. Do you think that's why God gives 8-year-olds cancer? He's like, this is boring. Let's skip to the end. Come on. Too dark? Got a hard read on y'all. This is an interesting gathering of people. A lot of overconfident men with their feet on the stage. A lot of... damn, you just stared me down. Damn, that... Damn, I got a little hard just now. I'm not going to lie. That was... Damn, you moved him further. Jesus. I was running through my neighborhood recently, and a guy was like, don't go that way. That's a bad neighborhood. And I was like, yeah, that's my neighborhood. I can't. I live in a bad neighborhood. People are always trying to break into my house, but I'm depressed. I'm always home. It doesn't matter. People are like checking the windows and like seeing if they're open, and they just look in and they see me. Just sweating in my bathrobe, wearing a Chinese takeout box as a hat. And I always go to the window, always open. I'm like, excuse me, are you trying to break into my house? And they're like, are you drinking cough syrup and looking at your yearbook photos? I'm like, I'm asking the questions here. They're like, all right, I'll back up. I see you got a gun. I'm like, don't flatter yourself. This is for me. Don't. Don't. My uncle is a cop. Sometimes people boo when I say that. I totally get that. I also hate uncles. Always trying to tickle you without a warrant. It's bullshit. He's not a good cop. He's not a bad... He's a weird one. That's how we met my aunt. He pulled her over and then later looked up her number on the police database. It's not a cute story. No one ever asked my aunt how you guys meet. And she's like, oh, well, I had rights and he violated them. Like... Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, I don't know. Why is it... Let me ask you this. Why is it when I see a cop in public, I get nervous, but when I see a firefighter, I get horny? Why is that? Can someone... All of the fire... They're all hot. All of them. I'm not gay. That was established earlier. I'm not gay. I would light myself on fire so they'd run inside me. Like, why are we sending our sexiest people into burning buildings? When you call the fire department, 12 Danny DeVitos should show up. I'd be fine with losing that. I don't know. I don't like cops. I went to the protests a few years ago because I'm a hero. And I was handing out water at the protest. It was a hot day. And a guy came up to me. He took one. He's like, thank you so much. This is exactly what I needed. And then he went right up to a cop and threw it at his head. And then the cop turns around. And who do you think he thinks threw it? The guy that's running away or the guy with 3 cases of water? And yeah. I had nothing else for that. That was... I had a slightly racist thing I was going to say, but I'm going to hold back on that. What else? My dad's a lawyer. He's a death penalty lawyer. He represents murderers on death row. That is true. He told me about a guy on death row right now that only eats bananas without peeling the skin off first. Yeah, I heard that and I was like, he did it. Like... If he doesn't even leave evidence when he eats fruit, no way. That's a quick trial. Just throw a banana, like, show us your darkness. Come on. It's weird growing up. I swear, when you grow up and your dad does that for a job, it's awkward. I would be, like, in class, and the teacher would ask us what our parents did. Teacher would be like, Billy, what does your dad do? Oh, my dad's a firefighter, a hot one, too. Thomas, what does your dad do? Oh, my dad's dead. He got killed by the 6-fingered strangler. Oh, Ben, what does your dad do? He defends the 6-fingered strangler. And by the way, he killed your father allegedly, Thomas. We'll let the jury decide. Even on the playground, like 2 kids would be going at it. They'd be like, my dad could be your dad. No, my dad could be your dad. And I'd run in like, if one of your dads goes too far, you can hire my dad. All right, I'll get out of here on this. Any Christians here? Jesus Christ. An angel just fell from the sky. That was... No one? Really? This front row? No one. None of you 3. None of the trailer park boys. None of... You're a Christian? All right. Cool. You're going to heaven. These guys, there's trailer parks in hell for them. Yeah, you guys are too excited for that. You're a Christian? What type? Water, fire, ghost? What type? A shit. Episcopal. Baptist. That's what most of my family is. Southern Baptist. It's scary. They're you look cool. They're like, you're going to hell, Benton, and your dick's gonna fall off, and the devil's gonna shove it in your ass. And I'm like, I just asked for the gravy to be passed. I don't know. I don't believe personally. I don't think there's one reason I don't think I believe is because Christians don't believe in dinosaurs, and I really like dinosaurs. Like some Christians, not all of them, but they believe that the devil buried dinosaur fossils to trick humans into believing in them. But that only makes me think the devil's like a cool guy. He's a fun dad setting up a scavenger hunt for his kids. That's what that is. He's got a sun hat and a trowel. He's like, ooh, they're going to love this. Like, after this, I'm making pizza rolls. And I'm going to hell for that with these guys. But when we get there, the devil's going to be like, welcome to Jurassic Park. All right, I'm Ben Harshaw. Have a good night. Y'all were lovely.
Benton Harshaw, everybody. Woo! And that's it. Bye. Hey, the show's Real Life Comedians. We're here every first Friday, 9 p.m. There's another show after this. They can tell you about that, and they can cut you a little deal if you want to chill out and watch some more comedy. So, hey, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. That is it for Real Life Comedians, but that's not it for us. We do have another show coming up. It's lolgbt plus presents Say YAS. So if you want to stick around, see me up at the bar. We will cut a significant deal. You can stick around if you're not ready for your night to be over. But if you're done with us, thanks for coming out. Check out stabcomedytheater.com for our full calendar of events. We're live in person Thursdays through Sundays, and we stream everything we do 6 nights a week. So check us out. Hope to see you again. Have a good night.
my god. I have the best idea for a look. Tell me about your best idea. Wait, don't tell me yet.
Hey, pretty baby, with them high heels on.
Yep.
You give me fever like I never ever known. You're just a product of loveliness. I like the groove of your walk, your talk, your dress. I feel your fever from miles around. I pick you up in my car and we'll bathe the town. I just kiss me, baby, and tell me twice that you're the one for me. Yeah. The way you make me feel, you really turn me on. You knock me off of my feet now, baby. My lonely days are gone. Ooh, yeah. I like the feeling you're giving me, baby. Just hold me, baby, and I'm in ecstasy. Oh, I'll be working from that 9 to 5 to buy you things that'll keep you right by my side. I never looked so that love before. Just hold me, baby, and love me forevermore.
You're okay?
I swear I'm keeping you satisfied. 'Cause you're the one for me. The way you make me feel, you really turn me on. You knock me off of my feet, baby. My lonely days are gone. Ooh, yeah. The way you make me feel, you really turn me on. You knock me off of my feet, baby. Yeah, my lonely days are gone. They're gone. Ooh, the way you make me feel.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we're in our zone.
Welcome to the Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for LOLGBT Plus presents Say Yes. Please welcome us already on the stage, Suzette and Apple.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Boy, howdy. That's
Nothing
light.
like bright lights.
There's so many bright lights. Oh my
which are
gosh.
fine. Just after darkness, it's like being like a...
It tells all the truth.
I don't want... Hold on.
No, you're looking great. You look fine.
I feel like
I was just
sausage.
telling her she looks like a really smoking cocktail waitress at a really fancy bar. Like she needs a messy ponytail and like sexy glasses, and then she's good to go. It's a vibe. I'm here for it.
All right, I got a number. I got to look. I need a song.
What's and
Tom's Diner.
I am also not here to judge you because this wig is a nightmare. But if you turn to the side, just everyone, so everyone can see your profile. Just look over at that curtain right there.
We're gonna do profile with.
Yeah, we are. So what's this? There's something about Mary's situation going back this way. You good? Okay.
I was driving and then the like these parts get in my face, and so I just end up shoving it like all up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there,
Gotcha.
better.
Debatable. Yeah. Hi guys.
I have a brush in my purse.
Hello. No, it's save it at this point. It's just adding to it.
Okay, all right,
It's the
cool.
mystery. It's the ambient. You know what? Here, let's bond. You talk to people. I'll go ahead and I'll straighten it for you. I'll
Okay.
Flyaways. There we go.
So you guys have been. Is this your first time here? Okay, so this is a talk show. It's called Say Yes. Normally we don't brush my hair at the start of it, but
Yeah,
that's what we're
this
doing
is
right
as
now.
good as it's gonna get.
No, I have a real brush.
No,
with
don't
you.
worry
Okay,
about
all
it. It's fine.
And we tackle topics. We kind of got off that for a while, and then we made me a dating profile, and then there was this person named Orange, and she was weird, and then Apple came back, and then last month I interviewed Mud, and now we're kind of back to our mid format. So welcome to the show. I hope you guys like it. It is a talk show hosted by a drag princess and drag queen, and I haven't told Apple what I thought our topic for today should be, but and she'll say no if she doesn't want to talk about it, which is fine.
I will. Yeah, I have no
'cause
problem
she's
telling
not
you no.
prepared at all. Like she doesn't have any idea.
Yeah,
But I thought-
well, because you know what? Well, you know, we don't gotta dive into it right now. We just started, so I took last month off. It was my birthday month, but also it was no, sorry, that was February, and my birthday was in January. I haven't even been drinking. I'm just old and senile at this point. Yeah, so last month I was supposed to do this, and then I did not because that Friday that we did Say Yes, the next day I had to put my cat down, and I know I'm just gay enough for that to ruin my whole fucking week. So
I don't think that's a gay thing. I think that's an everybody thing.
you know, I
Well,
say gay,
cats are
but
gay.
you know what you know what it is? It's because I was born in '89, so anything that's emotionally vulnerable, I just translate as gay.
It's
you
'cause you're
know?
white.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons I shouldn't exist.
Everyone else is very emotional.
Yeah, well, you're right. You're
have
right.
you met me? I'm like even my Italian is like very emotional.
I have. I wish you were less, but I
Less
accept you
emotional.
for who you are.
Thank you.
yes. You're like
Thank
a
you.
Rolodex of emotions.
Am I
that
wrong
never
though?
get to
Like,
know.
am I wrong? White people repress emotion a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no, that's you act like you just dropped a bombshell. That's like half of American history
know.
right there. Wow, white people oppress things. Crazy.
I'm gonna get canceled before the end of the show. It's my mission.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll go back. So what
Well,
topic
welcome
are we
back.
Yes, thank you.
Well, so I think we caught you up on my dating.
Yes.
We've done that.
Uh-huh.
And then at some point you're gonna do stand up.
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
haven't felt very funny within the last month, but like I'm really just trying to lean into it now.
Well, there's the open mic here at Stab Comedy. We're at Stab Comedy Theater, you guys know. But for the people at home, I might talk to the camera
Hello.
a little bit because there's people watching.
You're behind everybody. Go
yeah.
on.
So there's an open mic here on Thursday night and Sunday night. So you could go to one of those.
Okay.
Or I think I got you a spot in the mic in San Francisco on the second Wednesday.
Wow. Wait, whoa, wow. Second one, what time?
Evening.
Evening. I could do that.
We
I could
go
do
this
that.
week if you want.
I could do that. Wait,
I'll go
this
with
week?
you.
No.
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 I'm okay, I'm difficult as a friend and human being because you know at this point, you can't plan anything with me because if you try to make it anywhere near close to like the same week of, I'm immediately going to panic and I'm going to say no. But if you say anything over like let's say like 2 weeks, I'm like that's way too far away. We don't even got to worry about it right now. Let's tackle that later. So it's like a good like you have to find like that 1.5 week window. There's about 2 days and I have to be the right amount of drunk where I still remember, but I'm friendly enough to say yes right away.
I will try to remember that.
Yeah.
The last week of March to remind you about the second week of
Okay.
April.
I
I'm
challenge
lost
you
at this
to.
point.
If you figure out the system, then by all means you're allowed to crack it and use it to your advantage.
Groovy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should we dive into our topic?
Yeah, let's dive. I already
Okay.
said let's fucking dive. Let's
Okay.
go.
I think that we should talk about the proposed drag ban in Tennessee.
Oh.
Because I think that you and I especially, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Apple is often a conservative meme.
Yes.
Would you want to explain that?
Yeah. So one time, I'm not willingly. I wasn't like, let's put
Right.
myself. No. I did story hours. For the first I would say my 4th or 5th year in drag. I got really into drag story hours, and it was all the rage. So I basically dressed myself up like Rainbow Bride. I'd go to like libraries and like gift shops and just do cute little like story hours where I'd read to kids, show them little pictures, and then we'd all take pictures together. In the end, it was adorable. But there's one where it's like I'm dressed like, I don't know, it's like adult space toddler with like teal hair, and my face looks really washed out for some reason, so I do low-key look a little terrifying. But it's just this picture of me just like smiling and this little kid coming up to me for a hug, and everyone's just like, wow, this is the America that liberals won. I was like, I mean, yeah, kinda.
Yeah,
that
is
was liberal.
the
That was the America that this liberal wanted, absolutely. So if you ever see an awkward drag queen with a flat teal wig reaching out to a child in a library in a meme, that's me. I'm famous. It finally happened.
So you had that experience.
I did.
And I hosted, I guess I wasn't hosting. I was part of a children's show at a
Yeah, let's
children's
get into
museum.
that because that got violent.
It got really violent where the protesters came and they were getting in faces and they were trying to pick fights with all the vendors. It was like at the Sacramento Children's Museum, which is in Rancho. And like it's just it was their pride event for kids to come out and like, because kids are identifying a lot earlier nowadays than they used to, and so this was for the kids just to be proud of who they were, or if they identify differently, it was for them to like be around people that did the same and love them for that. And these protesters came and it got like super violent, and I was in my nicest dress and I'm funny, so I was just roasting
You have the right to say that was your nicest dress. You don't have the right to say you're funny. That's something other people tell you. That's something other people tell you.
I'm saying it because other people have said it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You have a harrowing tale. I'm getting the middle of it. Go on.
So I just started roasting the bad guys. Like that was fun. Like one of them was wearing like a Jason Williams jersey, and so I was like, Mike Bibby was a superior point guard statistically, and that made him feel upset inside. Yeah. Do you know any of that?
No.
Sports.
No, I did what I do all the time when people start talking about sports. I didn't realize I was doing it. I just glossed over and I went, yeah.
And they like a fight broke out at the children's museum, like a physical fight, altercation broke out between adults, and the way it ended was a way that I never expected. The Sacramento Gay Men's Chorus started singing "Heal the World" over and over and over and over until the bad guys packed up and left. And that's how that altercation ended. It was so weird. I was like, the power of song, I guess. Like the wall of I don't know what it was.
Gays know it's the power of song.
Well, and then the next week, I did a show in Woodland, and that one I hosted, and that one got even more violent. They charged the door, and then pepper spray was deployed, and they were marching around in the front like with like sticks ready to hit people and like attack people on their way to their cars. So I got to do. And I do say I got to do, because I'm glad it was me. I'm glad that I was there. I wouldn't want anyone else to be in that danger. You know, if someone's going to be in a dangerous situation hosting a drag show, like, I'm happy to do it.
Well, and you know, and yeah, first of all, I mean, I appreciate that you are willing to put yourself in the fray like that, because I got to be honest with you, it's part of why I don't do story hours anymore or like family friendly shows, because like I am a little scared. Like I hate the concept of like knowing that I'm just going out there to do something family friendly and I'm just going to be wearing something like this. And that's the thing, because I think a lot of people who don't really get involved with the LGBT community, they just hear like drag queen story hour or like all ages family show and they don't know what to compare it to. And so I don't think most people automatically jump to the idea that like it's something like sexual or like violent or like poisoning families or anything like that, because if you really do go out to one of those things, it's essentially just this. Like, we are being exactly this boring but exactly this pretty for about an hour and a half to a bunch of kids or to like some families, and we make sure that like, you know, we maybe do the Dua Lipa song that doesn't drop the F-bomb every 5 seconds, you know? Like we're not going into these situations like, let's just fuck up families, you know?
No, never. I mean, I think, first of all, I want to recalibrate that we're being boring. They all paid for tickets to the show.
But, you know, people also watch The View. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I actually hate Drag Queen Storytime because I think nobody wants to watch anyone read a book. Like I like doing shows for little kids, like specifically like G-rated shows, like it's on the poster, like rated G or rated PG-13, because it's just about booking smart. It's just about booking the right performers who aren't going to make a song sexual or crass, you know, who aren't going to have like boobs out. I'm not at a kid's show.
Well, I mean,
Or-
that's tiptoeing on boobs being sexual, and that's a whole nother political
right.
conversation
Or
we
like,
can't get into
or like,
today. We
you know,
don't
they're not
wanna-
gonna like grab a dildo in the like. If a drag queen
Right.
did that at a drag show, no one would think twice. But you can't do that at like a PG-13 show with little kids. Like, and the other thing I look for when I book PG-13 shows is I'm trying to work with people who aren't going to engage in like an altercation. Like that's something I think about was like, okay, if we get rushed by the bad guys, who's going to fight back? Because as much as I love that, we don't want that. Like we don't want to give conservatives the clip, the reel of a drag queen like swinging. We don't want to give them the picture of a drag queen like flipping the bird or like the soundbite of a drag queen cussing around little kids. Like let's not do that. Let's be calm and like make fun of Mike Bibby if that's what it takes. I don't hate you, Mike Bibby, if you're watching. You think Mike Bibby's watching?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't hate Mike Bibby. I think he was better than Tyreek Evans. Don't gloss over.
Okay.
I don't know. I just think it's important that like we all keep our heads at those sorts of shows.
Yeah. Well, you know, and that's such a difficult argument to make because it's like it's such a fragile, sensitive situation because you could easily argue that like the big argument for the LGBT community for decades has been like if you just stay low and like keep it family friendly and don't make a big like stink of things, everything's going to be okay. And so you kind of have to be careful like I think in those situations because it's like, you know, yes, we're saying like you have to be family friendly for sure, but then it's like there are some people who are like, well, you know, just don't make it a big gay thing. It's like, well, no, gay's different. We can make it a big old gay thing. We just got to make it a big old family friendly gay thing. Like gay is not exclusively sexual. And I think sometimes people go to story hours and they see rainbow flags, they see trans flags, and they're just like, it's gonna get sexual somehow.
Which is weird because like on my way over, I'm not a good driver. I look at Instagram while I drive. But on my way over, I was looking at Instagram and saw a meme of like it was like a conservative event with like an American flag, and there was like basically a ring girl. Do you know what a ring girl is?
Like weddings or like the horror movie chick?
Like the
or-
girl that comes out during a boxing match.
Oh, like ding ding ding. And she's
Yeah.
like, this is the number of the round it is.
Right, and
Yeah,
she
okay,
dresses
her.
like I
Cool.
normally
I like
dress.
her. She's
yeah.
fun.
I'm
Yeah.
wearing pants today. It's weird. I'm fighting the patriarchy. That's why I'm wearing pants. I'm inspired by Laura Petrie.
There's layers for sure.
That was a deep cut. Anyone get that reference?
No.
No? Dick Van Dyke Show?
No.
1964. Okay, cool.
Keep talking. Let's
Just
see if it'll
me.
make sense to anybody.
Right? Yeah, I don't even know what I was saying.
See, deep cuts.
Yeah, deep cuts.
No, okay, let's backtrack. Oh no, you're asking someone who smokes way too much weed to backtrack. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, the pants. And then.
Oh, the ring girl.
The ring girl. Thank
Right,
you. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
So the meme was like a very scantily clad like woman with like her ass cheeks out and like no boobs, but like her ass cheeks were out. And there were all these kids taking pictures in front of a banner that was like "Keep families together," and the caption underneath it was like, "Good thing this isn't a drag show. Wouldn't want to offend the good Christian values."
Oh, yeah.
And it's like so hypocritical, and that's the crazy thing is like all these Tennessee lawmakers, like now footage is coming out of them in, I mean, very booger drag. Do you guys know what booger drag is? If I say
I
booger,
love booger drag.
okay, so that's a drag slang term. So it's what you call a drag queen that's like, what? Here, how would we say? it?
You know, here's actually a really good. How many of you have ever, at any point in your life, for fun, for Halloween, for shits and giggles, thrown on like a wig and a tube top? I'm speaking mostly to the cis gentlemen in the room. Like, throw on like a wig. You're just like, I'm Christina Aguilera, woo, or whatever. It's okay. You don't have to admit it. I know you have. That's booger drag. I threw on a wig. I threw on some half-assed makeup. I came out and I did something ridiculous. That's booger drag.
I'm laughing because there's someone that hates me out there that's like, isn't that what she's doing?
No,
it's not.
You blend. Okay?
Yeah, I blend.
You
I blend.
I know. You're doing great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, but really, okay, so it's like these Tennessee conservative lawmakers are in booger drag and they're like frolicking in the park, and they've made their whole personality, their whole agenda, their whole political soapbox to ban drag, which is such a weird fucking thing. Like, there's so much wrong in the world, right? There's like poisoned rivers. We have climate disasters happening, and they're worried about drag shows. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
I know. And it's like, and it's weird too, because like, I'm gonna go ahead and say, if you're here, you're probably already like, we're preaching to the converted. Like, you're not over here like, okay, I'm here for this drag show, but any other family-friendly drag show, absolutely not. That'd be weird, for sure. So I think everyone here is like, yeah, for sure. Like, there's nothing wrong with a drag show, but like, I'm curious to know more about like the verbiage of the law. Like, so what specifically are they trying to like advocate against?
I'm like,
yeah,
Je-
pull up
maybe
the
Jesse
Googles
knows.
if we're getting
Yeah.
political.
I think what it is they're banning public drag shows.
Okay.
Which
isn't that all drag? Because
I don't know, because
unless it's like we're talking like private bachelorette parties.
I would have to actually
or-
look at the law and see if that means like in a public establishment, or like if it's a ticketed event. Is that not public anymore?
I don't know.
I think definitely it means like when we did Vacaville Pride. No,
Uh-huh.
we did. I'm sorry, Up Bay Pride.
Yes.
In Fairfield.
Yeah.
No, that was
no,
that was in Vacaville.
Yes, Vacaville.
So
uh-huh.
confused. They're trying to
Just a
streamline the
public
name.
park, though. Just a public park where they had a cute little pride event. Nothing huge, and it went off without a hit.
Right, and so that would be public drag. Or the thing I did at the Children's Museum was outside in their parking lot. They converted it to like a little fair, as people do. That would be public drag.
Mm-hmm.
What would that mean? Like, could you walk? I wonder. Could you walk from your car inside to a venue, or are you breaking the law?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. There's gonna be someone in the force who is crooked. Shocker. And they're gonna try to like use that to their advantage for sure. Like if they'll see someone in like a drag queen in like drag makeup just walking into the venue and be like, like.
Another thing I saw whilst driving and looking at Instagram was Lady Bunny shared a meme that said Dolly Parton.
Do we know Lady Bunny? Big old crazy drag queen, kind of like Trixie Mattel with like a third of the makeup. Okay.
A third of the makeup and 6 times the wig?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dolly Parton arrested for doing drag in Tennessee, which is hilarious.
Because
Because what is drag? Like, is Dolly Parton? I would say she does drag. She
She's
wears wigs,
absolutely a drag
lots
queen.
of makeup. She doesn't need fake boobs. But she's showing the boobs like they're
Yes.
fake. She's showing the boobs like she bought a breastplate.
I learned more and more about her that I like each day. The other day I found out
She's
that
a
she has like these mesh gloves that she puts on her hands so that they look all like seamless and soft and youthful. She put rhinestones on them.
That's
because
drag.
she's that bitch.
That's
but
drag.
that's drag. You're wearing big wigs. You're wearing a lot of rhinestones for no reason. Tits are out, and you're trying to make everybody have a good time. That's absolutely drag.
That does describe me, yes.
Are you? No, you did not just try to put yourself in the same.
No,
room
you
as
said.
Dolly
No,
Parton.
you said tits out, trying to make sure everyone's having fun.
We're just going off of those two.
That's
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm Dolly Parton. Cool.
Look,
Not right this second, but
the Venn diagram of Dolly Parton and drag queens is
very close. That is absolutely the point we're trying to make.
It's almost a circle. It's a concentric circle. Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Circle? Okay.
I'm right on concentric circle. Thank you, Kyle.
That sounds sexy. You wanna
Doesn't
have a
it?
concentric
Coming to say
circle?
it's concentric circle.
Mm.
Okay, so you guys have been to a drag show. Have you guys actually been to a drag show? One or two. Okay.
Cool.
Go to more.
Yeah.
You're fighting conservatives by going to shows now. Yeah.
Did you feel personally offended by anything you've ever seen in drag shows? Well, that's
You know what's
lie,
funny?
But
You know what's funny is I was looking at Yelp for makeup and mimosas, and one person was like, "Got harassed and straddled and humped. 10 of 10 recommend."
yeah.
And I
that's
turned.
someone who knows how to have a good time.
I turned to Taryn and I said, "I think that's about you."
Oh, no question.
100% certain that one's about you. Yeah, that's not a Helen thing.
Oh my god.
Not really a you or me thing. I'll do it once in a while, but
Yeah, our Yelp is a mixed review, like a mixed bag of reviews.
no,
too.
they're on Badlands, and everything about brunch is 5 stars, and it says this is specifically for makeup and mimosas because they have nowhere else to leave it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
But it made me happy. I'm
Yeah.
like, we're 5-star bitches. What's
Did
up?
we not get a Yelp review from the
We don't
drunk
want-
bitches with the Party City wigs?
Probably not. We don't want Yelp. Yelp is. Do you know how bad Yelp is? Actually, they shake down businesses, and they're like, "You have a good review, but we're not going to put it up unless you pay us." You know what we're gonna put up? The bad review.
That's messed
for free.
up.
So if you want us to put the good one up too, subscription. Isn't that fucked up?
That's diabolical.
I know, and that's what Yelp does.
That's like those people that put up the like inflatable Grim Reapers in front of Target, and they're like, "If you come in here, you're an asshole." It's like I just wanted to get concealer. Shit.
Yeah. Such
Holy
and such
fuck.
is non-union, and it's like, then don't work there.
Right.
I don't know. Like
We're
go work
non-union. We should see if we can get an inflatable Grim Reaper. Put it fun places, just for fun.
Can we dress it in drag?
Yes,
Okay.
that's part of it.
Okay, so
what makes this look good? Rhinestone the Scythe, mama.
Is she slaying?
Oh, all day, every day.
She's killing it.
Stop.
And then you turn it off, and she death drops.
I'm gonna leave. Okay.
See,
all
I'm
right.
funny. The Venn diagram of Suzette Vanetti and funny is not a
Congratulations,
concentric circle, but it's- yeah.
congratulations! After several years, you finally got a room full of people to admit you're funny. I'm so happy for you.
Wow, the shade.
So happy for you.
The shade.
I'm getting the other one ready because this one's getting low.
Oh, I thought you were saying I'm getting the other one ready because you're talking still.
Oh well,
That would've been-
that's what I meant.
Right,
But thank you
right.
for reading between the lines.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Friendship. Wow.
So I don't know. I mean, you're right. We are speaking to a room full. Like, no one's on the fence here. And if you are, I don't mean to like out you.
We don't mean to assume either. If you want to hate us quietly,
Yeah.
you're welcome to do that as well. I'm
Look,
not saying don't.
Plenty of people hate me specifically.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's
I got a
fine.
Rolodex. It's true.
There's a Rolodex. Do you know fucking Bell? I'm sorry, just side thing for my friend here, really quick. Bell the other day, I said Rolodex, and he was like, "Is that like a Pokédex?"
We need to stop being friends with people in their early 20s. It's getting sad.
And I was like, yes, except they took Pokédex from Rolodex.
Oh.
And then this is a guy that helps me with my shows. And then I was like, I think I'm going to do an updo tonight. And he was like, that's a lazy naming scheme. And I was like, what would you call it? And he was like, a hairstyle that's styled upwards.
A sentence.
And I was like, that's a lot longer. It's much easier to say updo.
Yeah, and that pretty much covers everything it is. That's
but I
absolutely
love
true.
that he cares about it like that.
Yeah.
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 So I don't know. Going back to drag bands,
Yes.
it also, more importantly, I think, because like, yeah, that's gonna put some people out of work and it's fun, but like, we'll find a way to perform. There will be drag speakeasies.
Oh yeah, we somehow were able to pay our bills during the pandemic. Like, arguably, the one time drag queens should not have been making any money. We somehow found a way to do like digital drag and make stupid music videos. Which, okay, I'm sorry, it was fun, and I'm glad we did it, and it was so cool, and it was artistic, and it was fun. But what a concept now of us just putting on costumes and doing lip sync music videos of songs that already have music videos that already exist with much bigger budgets, hoping people will give us the money instead. That's bananas, and they still did.
I would like to make 3 more. I just thought about it today.
Please.
Yeah, like currently.
Okay.
Would you film them?
More, I thought you meant 3 more statements. You want to make 3 more drag videos?
Yes.
Oh, well, that'd be niche at this point, so I'd say go off. That's
Okay.
like high concept art again.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
But no, and also let's be honest, we made money doing brunch during a pandemic,
We
which was
did.
signed off by the city. We didn't do it like
Yeah, we didn't do it
illicitly.
right away. We
Yeah.
weren't just like speakeasy
The
situation.
city was like, you can do it, just stay 6 feet away from people, and we were like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to go near.
Honestly, that made drag so much better, though, didn't it? Because for a hot second there, it's like, we get your money and you can't fucking touch us. It's the best. The way people will just come and see us in a fucking, like, they'll see me in a room and, like, if I'm not wearing my ass today because I love you guys, but I knew I'd be sitting down for 2 hours. But if I'm wearing, like, fully padded ass, they'll be like, is that real? And just fully just hand up there. I'm like, that's not, but the testicle you did grab along the way is. So would have been nice if you asked.
Would you say yes if they were like, can I slap your ass and grab your testicle?
It does depend on who it is.
Okay.
And it does depend on which testicle.
Okay.
Because righty's a little soft, but lefty's
Oh.
strong. Do you want to know
There's a
any other random
conservative-
facts about me?
There's a conservative liberal joke somewhere in there.
There sure is. But let's just keep trucking
Yeah.
through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I when thinking about all this, I thought of a good portmanteau: insurrectomy.
Portmanteau.
I think we
Wait.
should have. Yeah.
Insurrectomy.
Yeah.
Define it.
That's what we need to do with That's what they want to do with us, but that's what we should do to them. We want to insurrectomy them.
Do we need like weapons? Sound the way you say it that way, we're gonna insurrectomy
Maybe a
them.
forceps. I don't know. I don't know how you insurrectomy somebody.
This just sounds like a slightly less violent version of the purge, and I am here for it. I just gotta figure out how we do it legally.
Oh my God, the purge, conservatives versus drag queens.
And instead of people dying, you're just snipping people. That'd be
Who
the
would
best.
win?
Oh my gosh, good question.
No, but so more importantly than like banning public drag, they want to ban gender affirming care for children, which is
that's
devastating.
Yes.
Because I don't know. I don't know if anyone in here has ever doubted what your gender was or knows anybody who did, but like we're in a really interesting time right now, where, like I said earlier, children are able to identify and decide who they are and inside and outside earlier than ever.
Yeah.
And so getting that gender affirming care as a child, I think I think about it a lot. Because I'm like mom age, like I'm 39, right? So like I could have a kid.
Yeah. Sorry,
Thank you.
go on.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
I
you.
was just gonna let that one slide. I was like,
No, I
mom
appreciate
age is pushing it, but go on.
Like you should have a kid quick before
Okay.
it's too late.
There you go,
Mom
there you
age.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, there you
yeah.
go.
You're gonna get canceled now by like the 42-year-old
Please, I'm
moms.
so tired. Go on.
No, but like I don't know. I think about it a lot because there as many like transition videos as there are online, there's like almost half as many detransition videos. And so it's a really interesting topic. Like, how do you know who you are? I knew who I was when I was like 18, but that's not everybody. Some people don't know who they are till they're 30.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. Like, that's why we really need to, like, amplify the need to push this education in school. Because if you don't know and you're just making guesses just based off of hunches that you have in your head, you're much more likely to. Oh. I don't know. Is it? Oh, no. Everyone's going to see the tracks on top of my head. Everybody be cool. Where'd it go? Is it over here? Is it left. There we go. Okay. Woo! Saved it. Bam. Okay. So
good save.
Thank you.
No
thank
one
you.
noticed.
I know. Thank you. That was very discreet. So yeah, but I mean, like, yes, there's always the possibility then that you might fucking, I don't know, think that you more or less have it under control and try to transition and then realize you just made a really bad guess off of no, like, knowledge that you had and then you detransition. So it fucks you up no matter what. It's either you never get the help that you need or you decide to just jump the gun and then you've made a huge mistake, all of which can be avoided if we just had this available.
Right. Communication, education, doctors, like all these, like it's insane. We just went through the pandemic and like science and masks and like just inject chlorine into your bloodstream, like crazy shit was happening, and they still want to like keep doctors out of the conversation and science out of the conversation. And I think the really important thing is there's not just one type of man and there's not just one type of woman. And I think that's what Tennessee lawmakers don't understand is like you can be a man and like, I don't know, ballroom dancing, right? Yeah, but would they agree? I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I see what you're saying there. Yeah, because I forget that I'm very gay and I hang out with a lot of gay men. I'm like, yeah, men like ballroom dancing. And,
you know men that like ballroom dancing?
I know several.
Really?
Do you want to hang out with men that like ballroom dancing?
I would love to. I would love to
God,
ballroom
let's
dance.
get anybody in there like ballroom? We'll figure it out.
Okay.
But you're right. You know, you're right. Like, and I think that's a part of like the bigger issue at large, which I don't know if we're ever gonna figure out how to tackle. Is like we're so fucking divided as a nation because they're like half of us are like. It's obvious that we should just be able to like be who we want to be and have control of our bodies and our lives and whatnot. And then there's the other half of us who are like, no, and that's it. And it's like, how do you? It's like, and I say that being on the other side of it, so I can say their response to that is no. But they could easily look at us and say like, look at these hippy dippy motherfuckers just trying to like peddle this stupid agenda. And the point is like, it's just a lot of pot shots back and forth, and it's just how do you even like tackle that I don't know. I'm turning this into a whole nother thing. I smoked weed before this.
That's
so
fine. That's
you're
fine.
welcome.
Well, I think she's a bit of an evil drag queen herself, but Marjorie Taylor Greene wants a night. Right? Am I wrong? Right?
I actually don't know who she is, but she sounds like a drag queen.
She's a lot of blonde hair.
Okay.
She's a lot of crazy.
Okay.
She's a lot of fashionable choices.
You almost described yourself.
I realize how close I am to describing myself.
Yeah.
A lot of fashionable choices that are not necessarily good, and a lot of crazy statements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all wonderful.
Yeah, and she's a conservative lawmaker.
Yeah.
But she was something. What was she? She was like a Hooters girl, or like she was something salacious.
Salacious.
Yeah.
Salacious.
I can't remember.
But you know, and that's just it. It's like, you know, it's so hard to like, because you almost love the Schadenfreude of it all. It's like this bitch over here trying to act all high and mighty, just being like, I'm conservative and I'm better than all you, and we caught you in this like this risque part of your youth. But then it's like, like as much as you want to enjoy that, then you're like, but would I want that on if it was the tables were turned? Like it's that battle of like wanting to be a good person, but like also wanting to like take the win when it feels right,
It's hypocritical so often that it's almost comical to begin with. You're just like George Santos, like was such a joke, and then on top of it all, like he was found in drag, and he's like, that wasn't me, and people were like, no, boo.
Way to stick to a story, by the way. Do you guys know that whole story, George Santos? Oh my God, fully. Well, you started. I don't want to just hijack your story. Okay.
I'm looking up
Pictures
facts
of this gentleman in full drag. You like, I mean, granted it is contour and it's highlight and it's makeup, so you could easily say they just look alike. But then fucking their best friend, like, not only do I know this person, and not only do I know their drag name, I know their family. I've known them for fucking years, and this motherfucker's still just like, not me at all. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you are. If you weren't a straight man before, you definitely are now, because you are holding on to this lie, baby.
What, do straight men hold on to lies?
Yeah. Do you not know that about the heterosexual male culture? I'm generalizing, which is just as bad. Ooh.
A straight man in the audience? Do you hold on to lies? Oh, you're a good straight man.
Do you hold on to gas? Yes. Oh, you're a gentleman too.
Wait, hold on to what?
Gas.
Gas?
Politely, not like with your hands, like with your butt, like farting.
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
That's what I was talking about.
I don't think that's what he was talking about.
Did you just space out for a second? We were having a whole conversation.
No, he's not
it was
on
delightful.
the same page. This is not the same page. What did you think she was asking you?
I know what I was asking him.
I know you know, but I don't think he knows. That's what I'm saying. So what did you think she was asking you? You just agreed. You were like,
Tennessee is a battleground.
You were like, this pretty woman in the large hat asked me a question. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
okay. Welcome. Did we tackle that exactly the way you wanted to?
I just wanted to point out that we weren't on the same page.
I'm okay. Good. You sure did that. You did the hell out of that.
Thank you.
Sure did.
He was like, I do hold on to gas pumps when I pump gas.
Okay. All right. Jesus Seinfeld, keep it pushing. It's not a Jewish joke. It's because you talk a lot.
Oh, that's fair.
There you go.
I am wearing a button down right now, so touche.
There you go.
I don't know. I think for me personally, it makes me want to do more shows. More shows for adults, more shows for kids, like just more shows. But I also want to like, I was putting up a picture of us on Instagram, and I wrote out the hashtag like fuck Tennessee lawmakers, but then I didn't know if you'd want that with your picture since you're already a conservative meme. So I took it off. Because, like, I can say that about myself. I can be like, come get me, Tennessee lawmakers. They can't because I'm in California. And, like, I don't think they can. They're like vampires. Like, we have to invite them to cross the state line. And unless you specifically do, it's like a wall. It's like a glass wall. Like watching mosquitoes hit it, But, because they are blood-sucking, awful villains. But, yeah, no, like.
Wow, you really leaned into that one, didn't you?
I don't like. I don't like mosquitoes, and I don't like conservative lawmakers.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I would say like come get me. Like look at me doing shows and over here shining. But like what I worry about is like I don't want to put anyone else in that situation. Because like when I did the show in Woodland and these guys rushed it, like the first cast actually like gently declined to appear because they didn't want to be in this dangerous situation. And then somebody called me and was like, because they know I'm crazy. And they were like, hey, they were like, would you do this show with us? Like, it might get attacked by Proud Boys. And I was like, what is the speaker situation? And they were like, we have a little Bluetooth. And I was like, I'm on my way and I have big speakers. If we're doing because if you're gonna do a show that conservatives are gonna hate, you got to do it right. Everything's got to be right.
I was gonna say they were gonna do a whole drag show with a tiny little Bluetooth speaker.
They were.
Oh,
That's okay because we didn't.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
When I walked
truly.
into that restaurant, Mojo's in Woodland. Most applause and adoration I've just walked.
That's
just
wonderful.
Literally stepping foot into the restaurant was the most adoration and applause. I did nothing except just show up, and that was the most love I've ever gotten. Like, it felt so ill-deserved. Undeserved. It felt undeserved.
You're just throwing a lot of fun words out tonight, aren't you?
Yeah. Things go in my mouth and things come out. Yeah. Thank you. So that's my answer, is to keep doing shows and keep doing family-friendly shows and keep doing shows in non-queer spaces, because I also think like I'm not like trying to like pimp it too much so it's obvious, but like I do love Stab Comedy Theater. I do love Jesse. I love that he lets us do the. So let's give a round of applause to Jesse.
Jesse, you're amazing.
Because he lets us do this show and he lets us be us in this venue. And I think that's important. And I think it's also important to make sure you do shows in queer spaces and not leave that. But like, I think there are allies that want to see drag shows. And I think there are people who maybe they're not out yet that want to be around drag. Actually, one of my friends suggested that that's why the bad guys keep attacking the shows. And what do you call it when they're out picketing? When they're picketing the show, it's because they're repressing their own homosexuality and they want to watch the drag show, but they don't want to admit it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So they just go and they're like, "Oh, we hate this show. Oh my God, did you just see what she did? It was sickening. We hate the show."
That would
like,
be such an
isn't
Ocean's
that funny?
11's moment right there.
It's super funny. It's like, what if, because like that's one of my jokes when I do, you guys have seen me do stand-up. You guys have seen me do stand-up. You guys have not seen me do stand-up. One of my jokes, I'm doing a stand-up show this Sunday night. It's great. You should go because, again, more drag shows is fights. But really, no.
Wow, really sucker them in.
I
with
really
the guilt.
did. Yeah,
I like
that was
Yeah.
disgusting of me.
Good.
But one of my jokes is like I did these shows, and the next week it was the same 7 guys, and they looked at me and they were like, "You," and I was like, "You." Coming to all my shows, supporting me more than anyone else. Like, look at that. Like, I don't think they realize how supportive they are by showing, like, and I mean that in jest. I'm not saying they're actually supporting, but like, wouldn't you love people to come to your show every week?
I mean, they do.
Well, okay. And don't you love it?
But you know, someday, Suzette, someday it's gonna happen.
People come to my show every week.
They do. She is wildly successful. I've literally just been ripping her all night, but she is wildly successful. She has many shows. She's so funny and so pretty. Can I stop? It hurts.
Yes, you
okay,
can stop.
thank you.
I am very lucky that I get to do a lot of shows. And I'm crazy, and that allows me to do a lot of shows. And I also I'll make a show out of anything. Like, it used to be a joke. Like, oh, did you skin your knee and need a Band-Aid? That's a show. It's called Ouch, like.
Yeah. You really do run with like you take
ideas.
one tiny like idea and you're like, let's make the whole fucking show about it. It's like, no, not necessarily. But I like the tenacity. You're like, yes, absolutely, we got to go with it. It's very yes and I appreciate it. But you are right about the idea of doing drag shows that aren't necessarily within the community, and even taking a step further, just like doing things that aren't like specifically drag shows. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I host a couple of drag bingos around the area. I do one in the Doco, and then I do one at Two Rivers, and that shit is fun as hell because I don't gotta perform for shit. All right, I just put on a fun outfit, I get just the right amount of tipsy, and I spin bingo balls for like 2 hours and tell jokes. And people, and it's like, but that's the community we would not normally get. And I think, like, we're able to like get a crowd that's like, I don't know if I want to go see something so intense and as huge as a drag show, but maybe I'll come out and play bingo and meet someone who's like crazy different than who I am,
Right. There are people that the club scene, even just going to a drag show at the bar is not their vibe. Like, I mean, it's not famously, but like my drag mom will not perform at the bar. My drag mom's been to the bar once in the last 5 years. So like, there are just people that's not their vibe. But going to bingo is, and what if we lived in a state where they banned drag bingo? Like, Could you imagine? Meanwhile, they're letting like a woman do it with blue eyeshadow and a wig and like fake
that's
nails.
drag, mama.
And it's like, well, hold on a minute. You know, like where's the line?
You go down to the bingo hall. Myrtle's doing exactly what I'm doing.
Right.
Right down to the corsetry and like the girdle situation.
Is Myrtle wearing a corset now?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's trying to sex it up.
Myrtle's not a real person.
She's on borrowed time. She's real up here.
You're
She's
killing
real
her.
up here.
You're killing her.
She's old. She's had a good life.
She's had a great
She
life.
got to close them legs.
Yeah, it's
I'm not trying to sex shame Myrtle. She just had a long life.
077 and she's almost out of board.
I know.
Yeah.
She's real now.
Yeah.
We talked about her too much at this point. She exists in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your next cat.
Oh shit.
Myrtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will never have a cat. I don't care if that's the gay agenda to own a cat. I'm not. Cats are mean.
They are mean.
Cats are like conservative lawmakers.
I was wondering where you're going to try to tie
They
this
want
back.
to ruin all your stuff.
It really was.
They want to
It
ruin
really
all your
was.
stuff. They want to push your things off the table. No, that's not for you.
Her father was killed by a conservative lawmaker. You need to understand.
A
It's a
conservative
soapbox
lawmaking
she
cat.
will die on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's alive and well. It's fine. But he was run over by a conservative lawmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not really.
He was run over by me.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
When Apple was doing a conservative lawmaker number.
Yeah. Oh, it was sickening.
What
Oh,
if that,
man.
What if that was a theme for a show?
Conservative lawmaker?
No, but okay, hold on.
You know the conservative lawmaker drag
Yes,
show?
yes. Okay,
Yes.
wait. Who knows politics in this room? Well, anybody? Okay.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me. Okay. So if there was a drag show and somebody dressed up as Marjorie Taylor Greene and somebody dressed up as Sarah Palin and somebody dressed up as Nikki Haley, is this not funny? Right? See, she said it like Macho Man. No, you said it like Macho Man Randy Savage. She said, "Oh yeah."
Also, you kind of tripped over Marjorie, and I
did.
heard marginally Taylor Greene, and that's so much better. That's your new drag name. Welcome to the stage, marginally Taylor Greene.
Let me hear it.
Yes.
You got to say, "Oh yeah."
There we go.
No, you got to say the O part like it's like way too good. Yeah. Like it's a little bit too much fun. Yeah.
What's happening right now?
I don't know.
Okay,
Where's
very
Orange?
confused.
Where is Orange?
Oh, we've reached that part of the show. Y'all, we're not going to get into it, but yeah, about like 2 shows ago, we had someone in
No,
here
we said
just
it.
the right amount of tips. Oh, what? Yeah, you did.
You were
but
here. You were sitting here.
Well, at the end.
Go do it again.
No, it's silly now. She was oh God, I can't remember all of it, but the highlight reel for me was it was blah 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 blah. And, wait, okay, so blah 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 blah, and then you're there, and she was doing this, and she was like, and then she was holding your hand, remember? And it's just like, and I bought this entire club so that we could be together and everybody could see you. And I was like, Susan Benetti, everybody! I was like, that was the best intro I've ever heard in my life.
I think my favorite part, which thank you for getting on video, my favorite part where she was like, you don't have to wear shoes if you don't want to.
Which is actually really great advice to have, honestly.
Oh my God. Did you see on my Instagram story? I'm going to you guys are going to get Apple's live reaction to this. This is the best.
This is the part of the show where like, oh, have you guys seen my story? Because we've ran out of things to talk
No,
about.
we haven't run out of things to talk about, but I just need you to see this story because it's hilarious.
I took this picture of my cat the other day. It was amazing.
I don't own a cat because they're conservative lawmakers.
I took this picture of Apple's cat. It was really creepy. What are we doing? What is this?
Okay.
What is this gonna have a use?
No, yeah, it's just funny.
Okay. We're literally on stage right now.
I know. It's really
Okay.
funny. Read it out loud.
Okay. Drag may not be a crime, but seeing some queens abuse a kitten heel on stage is plain criminal. Okay.
That's good enough.
That was cute. Okay. All right.
That's
all
funny.
right.
That's funny.
I'm sorry. I was waiting for the comedy beat down earlier. I didn't sell it the way I could have. That was on. No, bitch. Okay. You know what? I'm stapling it to my head. It's fine. Talk while I make it more
It's
secure.
conservative. It's like
This is a conservative outfit.
it's a No, it's a conservative hat.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's like exposing you.
It keeps my head warm. It's conservative in that sense. It's cute.
Conservative does have multiple.
Do I look
meanings.
like I'd have like some tablets somewhere that I would sell you at like a rave? Because I feel like I do.
I think so. Can we get a crowd vote? Does Apple look like she's gonna sell you tablets at a rave?
Yeah. Yes. And if I did, you're welcome.
I love how we're like, Drag can be family friendly. Bring kids around drag. Apple says tablets out of her trunk.
Oh, not this one. We all got PBRs out here. Y'all were literally like, oh, I got to get high real quick before I come back in here. I know, y'all. It's fine.
I actually think I would have to ask Jesse, but I think this might is this a family friendly venue? Okay.
He's dead, so we're good. We can do whatever we want at this point. It's Lord of the Flies.
No, but I do like I don't know. I think drag for you just got to know what you're doing and who's in your audience, and not be like fuck this and fuck that. If you're hosting and there's a kid, like then I made a really funny joke for kids. I'm gonna tell it.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
It's the pause that really concerned me.
No,
but let's go.
I was thinking, should I?
Let's go on this adventure together.
So I was
and see where
hosting
we
this
land.
drag show for this PG-13 drag show for kids, and I was drinking out of a red Solo cup, and they had pop. I call it pop because I'm not from California, St. Louis, or New York, and so you guys call it soda. So they had like Pepsi and Coke, and so I'm drinking out of a red Solo cup. So I made sure to say to the kids, like, "Oh, this is Pepsi. This is not alcohol." Because we're not this is you guys can get some Pepsi or Coke. They have it back there. And I was like, who's Pepsi? Because it's little kids, right? So I'm like, who's a Pepsi person? Who's a Coke person? Just trying to find things to relate to little kids about. And one of them was like, it's not Pepsi versus Coke. And I was like, what? Yes, it is. And she was like, no, it's Pepsi versus Dr. Pepper. And I was like, what? No, it's Dr. Pepper versus Mr. Pibb. It's Pepsi versus Coke and Dr. Pepper. And she said, no, Mr. Pibb versus Dr. Thunder. And I said, that sounds like a movie that I wouldn't let you watch based on your age. And that was like a children appropriate joke.
That was a journey.
Yeah.
That was a journey.
Most of what I say is,
where is this going?
Most of what I say is a
Jesus
journey.
Christ.
Yeah. You have to buy a ticket.
She is, you are, I'm going to say you are first before I turn to the crowd to talk shit about you. You are tremendously talented and a comedic wonder, and I love that about you. She is tremendously talented and a comedic wonder, and I love that about her. But sometimes we'll be at a brunch together, and she'll be on the mic, and she is the most long-winded motherfucker in the entire world because she decides it is that moment in time that she needs to start practicing her tight 10. And so she's just like asking people like, so tell me, where are you from? And I'm just in the back like fucking, it's been like 15 minutes. I'm like fucking just vibing, waiting for my fucking track to start. She's like, oh, over there, what are you drinking? Oh, a mimosa. Well, you know, we're called make it. I'm like, fucking let's go, Susan! I will scream across the bar. If you ever hear a really agitated drag queen at Badlands at any given point, it is me, and I am screaming at her.
Am I the longest winded on the mic? Am I? At brunch, am I?
No, it's more like it's the vibe, you know, because I know who you're talking about, and she's more like ha cha cha, let's get loud, and you're like, are y'all ready to get excited?
Are
y'all ready to get fucking loud?
Because I don't need to be. Yes. I don't need to blow a blood vessel trying to get people excited.
But if you did though,
if I did, yeah. But I'm trying to just be demure and pretty.
But what a reveal! Just on stage.
No
drama.
No. Anyway, to wrap it back around.
Yes, thank you.
Which is how we do a tight 10. You know, if there's a tight 10, you want to wrap it back around.
Is that a dick up your butt joke?
I think it's something like that.
Okay.
I wasn't really sure what it meant, but it sounded.
No, you know what?
It sounded funny.
Enough was there for me to assume. That was good. That was good. Good for you.
That's also what people say sometimes on dates.
No, not for you.
Enough was there for me to assume.
Fucking say what you're gonna say.
Okay.
At this point, you're just not even making sense. Come
Okay.
on, let's go.
Right. I don't know. Do you guys have any things to say about this topic?
Yes.
Any questions?
You're in front of two drag queens. We like to talk. Is there anything you want to?
No one has
anything
to.
You need to say to
I just
us?
felt like I'd open it up for a second.
I
Oh, thanks. Love you too.
Thank you. You're more than marginally better than Marjorie. I'll tell you that right now. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Majoritively better.
Majoritively.
Green, yeah.
Stop with your fucking big words. I'm
sorry.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay. Well, so no one has anything to say. Anyway, so that's I don't know. I was thinking about that today because I saw it. You know, it's been happening all weekend, and it was just bothering me. So I thought we could talk about it. I don't know if it helped anybody, or I don't know if it meant anything.
Have we
to
ever
anybody.
helped anybody?
I think so. I think that could be a show. Apple and Suzette helping people.
Stop trying to make everything a show. I'm already booked like shit. I'm very tired. Stop trying to make everything a show.
I didn't mean to. I can't help it.
Jesus fucking
We need an
Christ.
intervention. That's the next episode. The next episode is an intervention.
We're gonna create a show around interventions.
That already exists. No, we just need to stop me from being me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
No, but actually, so next month on April 7th, I looked ahead. We're actually going to return back to format where we answer these macro drag questions. So, like, the first one we did was, should every drag performer produce their own show? Right? That's what we did?
Something like that, yeah. Or to the tune of, like, should every performer have a show or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
It wasn't host because I was excited for that one too.
Yeah.
But this was like, should every performer have their own show, produce their own show? I think that's the only. Is that the only one did we do? No, we did another one.
We did. But this is all filler conversation we can talk about later.
Well,
for
no, right.
funsies.
I'm just letting them know what's next.
You know what? You're right. Yeah.
So like one of them could be like, can drag queens wear sneakers?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay, look, that is a healable. Okay, look, she'll come out in like a cheerleader outfit. She's like, no, because I'm a cheerleader. I'm like, yeah, but like, you're still a drag queen dressed like a cheerleader, so put some fucking pumps on. And
that's so unrealistic.
I know, and it's no, don't take her aside. Okay, this is a long time coming. I've been fighting, gluing down her eyebrows for years. Okay, I'm doing what I can where I can.
That was so much louder for the people at home because they get this.
So we are going back to our original form.
We're going back to format.
We're gonna have three of us. You,
three of
me,
us.
and a revolving guest.
I don't know. I need to talk. I have a couple. I won't say names, but we have a couple people who would like to come on, who have offered to come on and join us on a panel, and so we'll answer these questions. What were some of the other ones? Should every drag performer host?
Yeah.
Should every drag can drag queens wear heel or sneakers?
I thought of one recently, and we're obviously not going to get into it tonight. But like, I think it'd be like, when do you know it's time to call it quits? You know, like when's the time to like hang it up? You know,
in drag.
Yeah. Like Suzette, when are you gonna quit?
You know,
when are you gonna quit?
Is this an intervention?
It is. This is the intervention show. If you look out right now, this is all your friends and family. Okay. No,
okay.
I'm done. Okay. So yeah. So April 7th, that's gonna happen. That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be
Yes.
and we have a couple people that would like to come on. I think. And we'll answer the. Do you guys have any macro questions we should add to the list, like about drag performers?
I am gonna ask what is a macro question?
Oh, good question, Apple. So a micro question would be like, what's it like when Suzette wear sneakers on stage?
But yeah,
that's a micro question because it's just about me.
Okay.
A macro question is like for all drag performers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could have said like a general question too, but I guess macro made you sound like smarter, and that's cool.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll try to speak lower.
If you could, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so we answer general questions, and then we sometimes talk about specifics and like what we do, and we talk about like, because like personally, I don't care if everyone wants to wear sneakers. I think you should mix it up though and wear some. Look, if people can get away with wearing kitten heels, then I can wear sneakers, right? I think so.
I am literally in rhinestone kitten heel cowboy boots right now.
Those
so
are.
I really couldn't say much.
My dear drag aunt Apple Adams.
What?
Those are not kitten heels.
What are they?
Those are at least a.
It's a kitten wedge.
No,
Okay,
that's at
that
least.
sounds like a great drag name. Kitten wedge.
Kitten wedge. Yeah, that is a good drag
she
name.
a big girl. Kitten wedge.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love it.
Look at the
Yes.
name: concentric circle,
Marginally
Taylor Green, and Kitten Wedge. We could just book a whole cast.
That's the show. Okay. All right. all right.
I don't know. I don't think these are these kitten heels. I don't think they're kitten heels.
They're wedges. But the height.
They're not wedges. They're chunky heels.
That's gonna be our topic for next time. I'll wear these again, and we'll just talk about them for 2 hours.
Okay. So to me, a kitten heel is like a pump that's skinny, and it's like an inch, half an inch. That's a kitten heel. That's a good 2 inches.
Thank you so much. You're not the only person who complimented my 2 inches and called it sexy and cute and
Thoughts
fine.
on the
Thank
shoe?
you. Thank you.
It's not a kitten heel.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm glad we concluded that before we concluded the
Kitten
show.
heel. So I think
I couldn't sleep at night.
I think Mistress Isabella Brooks was in kitten heels on an episode of Drag Race.
Uh-huh.
So that's what a kitten heel is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, I was like, how far down the kitten heel hole are we dropping? Because I'm here.
I don't
want
to go down the kitten heel hole.
Well, it's approximately 2 to 3 inches, right? So
It's
can't
not
be
that far. Yeah.
yeah.
It sounds so much bigger online.
Is this gonna end? Or are we just gonna are people just gonna slowly start like Irish goodbyeing
Leaving?
their
No.
way out of the room?
We're gonna end. Okay, I just wanted to see if anyone had any ideas for a topic because we do like having an audience. We really appreciate
is
you guys
true.
being here. So if you guys have any questions, I can add them to the list. You can also talk to me about it afterward in the hallway or in the foyer. That's fine too.
Or you could just message her on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm very, very responsive when I'm awake.
Yeah, and I say her because I'm not responsive on Instagram
Not
at all.
even a little
in
bit.
the slightest.
Yeah.
No,
There are messages on her Instagram from me from 2017 that she has not read
Never
yet.
gonna check 'em.
She will never.
If you die, when you die, I'll check them.
Don't motivate me.
Well.
If I really want my messages read, come get me, Tennessee. So she'll read her messages.
Yeah.
Okay, so no subjects that you guys want to hear about drag.
We can be
performers.
creative. We can think of things.
Should I read them and let you guys vote?
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, to do drag. Yes. At this point, I can definitely say I would never do high school drag shows again. Those are weird as shit. Everyone's sober and it's in a classroom. And like if you've and not in like an actual like put together classroom, those porta potty style classrooms, those ones where you walk and you just like hear your footsteps echoing. Try doing that while you're performing Cher. That's some bullshit.
I did what I think is the weirdest drag show ever. So I did a show, and I would do it again. I would just want to know what I was getting into because this is how weird this show was. It was at Macy's in Fairfield at 8:45 in the morning for the Macy's employees, but specifically the ones that were scheduled to work at 8:45 in the morning. Not the entire staff, just that day's crew.
I didn't know that part. How many were there actually there?
There were like 15, 20. But here's the thing. They wanted to open their drawers and start their job. They did not want to watch me perform. They were like, this is lovely. Thank you for being here. Great, Like a Prayer by Madonna. Thank you so much for coming and doing it. But I need to open my section and be ready to sell clothes at 9 o'clock. So if you could, this is a 5.5 minute song. And I don't know if you guys know Like a Prayer, but it just, the end is just repeat.
What did you do? Because I know you. Because you're like me. If it's a long song, sometimes you don't know what to do with the other half of it, and so you're just kind of like spiraling. And you're like, "What the?" So what did you do?
You know what I did? What I do? I started moving around to the people and kind of like hip checking them or like flirting with them.
So you were like the drunk aunt at the wedding, just
a little
like,
bit, yeah. I did that. And like smiling, and like my eyes were like, I know, me too. I also don't want this to be happening, but my body was like, hey, Madonna.
Please understand if I don't do this, I don't get paid.
I didn't get paid. There was no pay.
There was no pay. You're fucking stupid.
I know. That was a whole thing. So I agreed to do this. Wait, are you recording me talking shit about Macy's?
She works for Sears.
I'm not mad. I know. I'm not mad about it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No. So I agreed to do it, and then I was like, "Oh, what's it pay for me to?" Because like to be in Fairfield, ready to go at 8:45, I have to wake up at, I don't know, approximately 2:30 to get ready. So I was like, "Oh, cool. Well, I'm not gonna go to bed. That's fine because I don't go to bed till like 4 or 5 anyway." So I was like, "What's it pay?" And they were like, "Oh, nothing." And I was like, why is it? Why are we doing it? And they were like, oh, for the employees because it's their Pride event. And like the Solano County Pride Center is going to be there. And look, I'm really glad I did it. I want to say that. And I met some great people from the Solano County Pride Center. And like, I think the guy that organized it, who was the Macy's manager, I think when he asked for a drag queen in his right mind, he never wanted this. That I can say. He wanted big hair. He wanted Dolly Parton.
He wanted Dolly Parton.
He wanted sequins, big hair, mesh gloves, and like a lot of sass. And I'm just like, and that was the thing. They said that we could get on the mic and say like what Pride Month meant to us. And so I was like, I'm ready for that. Like I'm ready to talk about. Like that's what I do. I talk. Let me talk. And then when he was like, I'm gonna be the only one that talks. And I was like, so you just want me to dance? The one thing I suck at? Like why? And I tried to do this dramatic. Have you guys ever been to this Macy's? I tried to do this, in Fairfield. Okay, so So I tried to do this dramatic entrance where I rode down on the escalator, but the escalator is like 2.5 flights high. Like it is like a 45-second decline. And so like I was like writing it down when they started the song, and then I just had to be like, I mean, hold on, I'm just gonna come down faster. Like I just had to like hobble down.
I wish I could have been there because I would have pulled out money for you to do the entire number as it just slowly went down.
First of all, you know I would. Secondly, I'd make a show about it.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thirdly, I have it on video for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pocket recorded it.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't think there's a place I wouldn't go in drag, because that's like someone has to do it. And I think it's interesting, right? Because drag queens are usually I'm going to use a big word, but I'm sorry, I don't know what else. You guys can tell me what's a better word choice. But does anyone know like Hebrew mythology in here? Okay, so yeah. No, okay.
That was such a big get, though. Does anybody here happen to know Hebrew
I don't know,
mythology?
maybe. No one knows the Dick
on a
Van
Friday
Dyke
night,
show,
11
so-
o'clock. Anybody happen to know Hebrew mythology
Okay,
in here?
so there's something called golems, which is not the villain from Lord of the Rings, but it's similar spelling, and it's a golem, and it's a stone statue that, you know about it? Okay. So correct me if I'm describing it wrong. And so they would have these stone statues that would protect the village. And at night, when people were mean to the Jews, because that's only been happening for 6,000 years, then the golems would come to life and they would like attack people for the Jews, right? And that's what modern superhero mythology is based off of. Like Batman was written by a Jew. Superman's name, his Kal-El, is Hebrew. Like all, Stan Lee's Jewish. So all the so they're all based off of the golems, which were the protectors of the meager, the weak, that can't protect themselves, the Jews. So anyway, I think that drag queens are kind of like, not that we attack people, but we're kind of like it's up to us to be in front. It's up to us to kind of be the face, no pun intended, of something, not a movement maybe, but like of emotion, of progress.
You
Am
know
I wrong?
what? No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's a very good point. And I'm gonna be real. Like that is a good point, because I had no idea where that was going the moment you started with that. But like that's actually valid. Yeah, like that is what we're here to do.
Right. Like if
Yeah.
there's a parade, they want a drag queen. If there's an event, they want a drag queen. If they need a host, they want a drag queen. Never do they say drag princess, which is very discriminatory against me as a drag princess. But it's fine. I just go along with it.
I think it's because you made that up.
I did not actually. This
You
season
kinda
on drag.
did.
This season 15 is full of drag princesses.
Okay.
It is. Oh my god.
Are we gonna put a nice little bow on this, Suzanne?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
are we
I'm
gonna
looking
keep
it
talking
up.
about Hebrew mythology.
No.
Okay.
I think. Look, that's when he leaned forward on Hebrew mythology.
No,
That's
I'm
when
glad we have something
the show
for
got
everybody.
interesting. Let's
Please
break,
tell everybody we have something for everyone.
Let's break into Kabbalah next. Okay, hold on. What's this show called? It's called Say Yes. Okay. Say Yes.
Why did I spill on myself? That's a good topic for next week.
I
Okay.
made a.
Thank goodness it's shiny.
I made a note for looks that I should wear on the show, because every time the show comes around, I'm like, what should I wear tonight? I think about it that day. I don't know, and so I just started making a list today.
Are you suggesting there's a show where it's like, what should Suzette wear tonight?
Oh my god!
We just have a curtain up front. And you're just like naked to the very.
We can't do that without Liz. But
Well,
we
you're
should
right,
do that.
you're right.
Okay, so
Okay.
Episode 1 was, should every drag queen produce her own show? We also have, should every drag queen host a show? Does every drag show need a DJ? I like that topic. Does,
keep going. Yeah.
Do drag performers need a drag parent?
That's a good one.
Does Sacramento drag have a specific drag style?
Not at all. Okay.
Should every drag? I like how you're just answering them in one.
I just like to make it
sentence.
quick.
You're like, doesn't need to be an
You're like,
episode.
should
I
we
answered
say?
it.
Don't worry about it. I got the answer.
Should a drag performer? Okay. Should a drag performer know how to sew and do hair?
You know what? That is a good one to have.
Okay.
Yes.
Can drag performers wear sneakers? Should performers do charity gigs at Macy's at 9 in the morning? Can performers? That was the most fucked up thing. It was a charity gig, and I was like, it's Macy's. They can pay. Should performers do charity gigs? Can performers repeat numbers and outfits within a small time frame? Should performers collect their own tips? Should you have a diverse song catalog? Should you show a drag queen that one picture that one time on Halloween that you did drag and say, I'm a drag queen too?
That's also an instant no, but I'd be willing to unpack that.
That is
later.
an instant no,
Yeah.
by all of us, but we can unpack that.
Yeah.
Should new performers get prime bookings immediately? How many times should you do drag before you call yourself a drag queen? Should new performers be booked immediately? That's on there twice. Should drag queens be able to do an 8 count?
I feel complicated about that one. Because I can't.
Should a drag queen evolve? And then
like fucking Pokemon.
I'm not reading
Should the
joke.
drag queen evolve?
The
Yes.
joke one's about me. I'm not reading.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, because I think that one actually got a response. Like, should a drag performer know how to do like wigs and like outfits and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Should
Okay.
they be
So
the
would you
full
guys
package?
come back for that? Like, should a drag performer know how to do all their own stuff, make their clothes, do their wigs, do their makeup? Somebody tonight said to me that RuPaul puts more effort into her look than I do, and I was like, actually, no.
Well, okay. Actually, funny that you mentioned that. Sorry, go on. Keep talking.
No
Keep talking.
shade.
Keep
but,
talking.
like,
No, keep talking.
RuPaul
though. Keep
has
talking.
a makeup artist and a hairstylist, and like, good for her. She's there. She can have that.
Right.
But like, probably not putting a lot of effort in paying people, which I think is acceptable. I think it's fine to pay people. Anyway, so would you guys like that episode more, or?
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
So would you come back for should a drag queen be self-sufficient in everything that she does, or would you want to come back to like should a drag queen know how to? Do you guys know what an 8 count is? Okay, so an 8 count is dancing. Should a drag queen be able to make choreography and do the dance, and it's a choreographed?
Alexis Lager. Oh my god, it's the best.
Someone needs to make a drag name for that, and it needs to be Frack something.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Frack Efron.
Frack Efron. Oh yes,
You're
RuPaul
welcome.
Drag Race new name. I love that. That's great. That's good. All right,
Anyway,
let's go.
which episode do you guys like? Which would you come back for? Because we love audience, and so we want this to be interesting for you guys. The 8 count?
Okay.
You said self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient. Okay.
Okay, everyone.
Self-sufficient.
Okay, and vote online too. I'll look back.
But 8
later.
count could actually be tied into self-sufficient too, because then it's like, can you?
No.
Yeah,
I
okay,
think-
we can do this. We can do this.
But I mean, we're gonna have multiple
Fine.
episodes. Which one? Okay, so everyone in the room, we'll let you. That's the benefit for coming to our show. So if you would come back, raise your hand if it would be to hear us talk about should every drag queen know how to do an 8 count and dance.
Well,
the house down boots.
I think we pretty much.
You want to see a?
Oh,
Not
you're asking
us.
the wrong bitch.
Not us.
Yeah, that's why we do this instead of that.
We're
Jesus.
sitting and doing a talk show because we don't do 8 counts.
This is my 1 count. I'm doing so good. Oh my god.
So do you guys want to raise your hand? No one's doing that. 8 count. 1.
You make.
Or
everything
should a
so
drag queen be self-sufficient
formal.
and like do her own hair, sew her own looks? Do her own makeup goes into that?
No.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Self-sufficient.
vibe.
Okay, that's
Self-sufficiency.
that's
yeah.
the next episode. And
But we will revisit 8 counts.
Oh,
with
yeah.
people who actually know how to do it.
I know exactly who I want to bring on for that show.
Okay.
It is Helen Heels.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
I knew.
No, look, I love her. I posted multiple Instagram posts today. I never do that. I usually post 1 a day. Today I did 2, and it was with my Hilda and my Zelda. One is Apple Adams, one is Helen Heels, right? And so Helen is the dancer, right? Helen is the dancingest dancer that dance. But you can't say that because she gets very upset if you say that. Because sometimes she does ballads, which is valid. Her ballads are valid. Sorry, I'm making my point. Anyway, I think we should bring Helen on because I think she has a different perspective than you and I.
Yes.
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 So anyway, that will be the next episode on
Okay.
April 7th. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yes.
Any
thank you.
questions before we wrap it up?
I think we've squeezed it all out of them.
Okay.
Suzette.
Okay. Groovy. Reach around and squeeze it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a perfect 10. He liked it. he's holding on to it like it's gas.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Marry you?
Oh, do it, Suzette. Say yes to love. Say yes
You have
to
to
love.
give me this ring. Oh, I did have a whole dating episode, so you're a couple episodes late, but you can give me that if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We'll make that a very special episode. We'll make it a big thing. It'll be
Yeah,
a
we'll
soap
make it a
opera.
big thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, April 7th, Apple Adams and I will be back, and we'll have a third person at least here. You can always catch us on Twitch. Stab does a lot of really fun shows. You can. I host a show that's half drag, half comedy. I need to invite you to do it in case you want to. That's going to be March 25th. You guys can, and I might let someone else host it, but you guys can be here. It's a lot of fun. And then I have a show at Punchline on Sunday night. You guys can go to that. You have a show Sunday night as well?
I do. At
Badlands?
Yes, at Badlands.
Badlands,
Yes. Okay,
yes.
is it the Badlands? Yes, Sunday night at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
I mean, that's up to
I
you,
should
really.
know. Jesus
That's up
Christ.
to you.
I know me, so I'm going to say probably.
I'd
about
start
9
at
o'clock.
8:45.
Sunday about 8:45. We'll split the difference.
Yeah.
There's going to be a show at Badlands. I will be hosting it. It's going to be super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Monday nights I host a show called FTLP. It stands for Fuck Tuesday Let's Party, and it showcases new drag in the area. I also host drag bingos Thursday from 7 to 9 at Tipsy Putt in the Delco, and Saturday at Two Rivers Cider in the other place.
It's South Sac. It's
South
just by
Sac,
Sac
yes.
City College.
I don't know where anything is. It's all Google Maps for me.
Yeah,
so.
I'm like, that's your gig.
Yeah.
You describe where it is.
Yeah.
And you can catch both of us at the same time at Makeup and Mimosas Drag Brunch, which is the best drag brunch you can go to. So, and you should go. What's your name? Yeah. Sebastian,
Ooh,
you
hi,
should go.
Sebastian.
Then it could be your third drag show.
Yes.
I am never wrong.
What's happening here?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for coming in person. Thank you guys for watching at home. Thank you again to Stab. Thank you to Jesse. And I think that's you. Good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. That is the end of the evening. But as Suzette said, we do stuff all the time. We're live in person Thursdays through Sundays, and we stream everything we do, gosh darn it, 6 nights a week. So check out stabcomedytheater.com for our full calendar of events. Have a good time, guys. Hope to see you soon.